Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday and it's fun every single time. So if that sounds like a good thing for you, then subscribe, come here. We love to hang out. We ask a juicy question of the universe and we mix our energies together. And today we have a very juicy topic, and it is who has a crush on you. So I'm sure a lot of people, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm rested. My voice is ready to go because so many people probably have a crush on you. So without further ado, I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started. Although every time we reach the end of the live stream, I remember that I forgot something in the beginning. So I'm just going to slow down here for a second because I always feel so nervous. You'd think that after I did this for a while, I would stop feeling nervous, but you can probably tell that I'm always really nervous whenever this starts. I don't think so, except for just keep your eyes peeled. Next week, we'll probably have a special fall candles drop with all the fall scents. And we do have a special edition that once it's gone, it's gone. And we are a small business and it's just the two of us, but we're pretty sure that we're going to drop it next week. So just keep your eyes open for that. Okay, so moving on to the question, who has a crush on you? We have an anchor card today. So I will throw that right up here for you. And it is the Pilgrim. So this isn't one of the choices. It's just the common energy, the base energy that goes into every single one of these. And I do feel like we read the cards together. I feel like I pick up on more general energies, the energies that are more applicable to more people. But if your intuition is going off or you're like, oh, that's not really right for me. Oh, I'm getting this other thing. I feel like that's just how we kind of tweeze our way into the specifics in the general reading. And I think all of that's really valuable for those of us that are on a spiritual journey. We're trying to be in tune with our own intuition. So I think there's a lot going on here in the general readings. So get a good gander at that, or like kind of take away the vibes you might think of it during one of the piles or something. And it could be bringing that energy of the Pilgrim through to you. So that's the anchor card. Then we have our choices here. And of course we have 3 piles. So the first pile is the teardrop. The second is the poet. And the third is the creator. Hello, hello. Oh, and thank you so much, Sunny Night Designs, starting us off with a super chat already. Hello, hello. So I will put this up here, and if you haven't already chosen your pile, now is the time to do that. And even if you have, this is the time where we like to break all of the rules of the internet and just go completely quiet, not just externally, but also internally as well, just letting everything drop into silence. And actually, I didn't sleep like super well in the latter half of last night, and I put my headphones in and I kind of woke up listening to this thing about like Carl Jung and his research on silence and how important it is to like be completely silent. And I don't know why I just thought of that. So let's just be completely silent and turn our eyes inwards. And just, I like to take a deep breath and then kind of follow my breath in its natural rhythm, but just allow everything to kind of just settle for a moment in time. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or maybe multiple piles you are feeling drawn into. Leave this up here for another second. Hello, hello. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, no. Oh. Alchemical Drip said that the power went out for a couple of hours. You know, the power went out for us not too long ago as well. And it went out for a couple of hours. And I was thinking that I should have spent it in silence, but honestly, I didn't. I spent it on my phone. Oh, you drew me again. Aw. All right, so whenever you guys are ready, I think we'll go ahead and get in to pile number 1, which is the tear. So for pile number 1, who has a crush on you? Now, I kind of been channeling for this one all morning, and Anna, I hope you didn't pick pile 1. I hope, girl, I hope. Anna was in the chat and she was like, finally, a question that doesn't have to do with the past. And I will just say that the past stuff, like we kind of process through relationships that you're kind of in and participating with. So maybe there is kind of that focus on the past, but I am kind of getting past energy here for pile number 1 as to who has a crush on you. I feel like this is an ex. I'm just getting that really, really strongly. And I think this is somebody I'm hearing like that you broke up with. There's definitely been a breakup here, but I feel like the breakup was like some type of spiritual catalyst. And it could have been for you. I think if it was for you, it was more like immediate. Like with everything that you had to deal with this person. I just heard trigger, trauma. T might be relevant here. Oh, the T. Maybe you felt like gossiped about, like people were talking about the breakup or something here. Talking to trees today. Oh my gosh, the T. I just said the T. Talking to trees today. Thank you so much for the super chat. So yeah, I think for you, the spiritual awakening might have been right away, but with this person, I feel like it was a little bit delayed. And that's why I feel like it's coming through from the past that this person has a crush on you, because I actually think that they've been processing through their emotions. I just heard, yo, nothing good starts in a getaway car. And I don't know. I feel like this person has a lot of regrets about the way that they treated you. And I think this is especially the way that they treated you during the breakup, or like the trigger. There's T again. The trigger that led up to the breakup and the way that they treated you. And I'm hearing Jennifer Aniston, what she said about Brad Pitt with their breakup, where she said that he has a sensitivity chip missing. And I think this person is realizing that they had a sensitivity chip missing, but it was because they were trying to like run away from their emotions. I just heard avoidant. For some of you, this person could be like avoidant attachment style, fearful avoidant, dismissive avoidant, or like some kind of combination, or they were just avoidant in this instance. They were really trying to avoid this like tear energy. And for some, I think that they made you cry, and maybe they didn't want to have to face like you crying. But for others, I feel like they needed to cry, or they wanted to cry, and they didn't. Instead, they jumped into some type of getaway car. And for some, I feel like this was maybe, I just heard drinking, but it also could have been partying, or like they jumped into some kind of other relationship or something. And really they're seeing like that they broke your heart, and that they could have been kinder is what I'm getting. Like they had this like sensitivity chip missing. And this person, I'm seeing them like kind of look into your space. It's almost like they're looking into the peephole of your life, but it is like a little bit distorted because of like the watery energy. And they're seeing that you've really weathered a lot of storms. And actually, I'm seeing from the Tarot of Sex Magic, the Temperance card, I'm seeing that in my mind. And it's very glowy and very fiery. I don't know how to describe that. So there's like a lot of fire energy here. And I think this person sees you as like a very, maybe you have fire dominant in your chart, or if the two of you together had your, like your composite chart done or something, there's maybe like a lot of fire. So I feel like there was a lot. This person finds you like really sexy, but also elegant at the same time. And I feel like they're noticing now a kind of sorrow in your eyes, or a kind of sorrow in the way that you move. But I feel like this is memory. Like they're kind of retracing that there was more of like a sorrow, but always an elegance. There's a fire energy and always like kind of an elegance. And I feel like this person likes the way that you dress. This person's really, really attracted to you. They're very attracted to your body. And it's not just like just the physicality of you. It's like the way that you move. I just heard, I like the way you move. Do, do, do. But also like I'm seeing the glow of your skin under the sun. So I don't know if this person like has a memory of you guys going to a beach or something. I'm kind of getting that for some of you. But they're seeing it differently now. They're seeing something all differently now. And this person feels like they feel kind of like blocked out of your world. And I actually think this person thinks that you're doing well in your world, but I just heard things have never been the same. And that could be in their life. Ever since they did what they did to you, I think this person's maybe having some kind of reckoning or some kind of realization. I think this person may have gone on to another relationship. And that was unhappy. Like it was just a getaway car. I feel like there was always like a softness or a tenderness. And I am getting the word comfort. So I feel like there was maybe comfort between the two of you, comfortability, and familiarity will always be an ingredient in comfort to me, like, because how can you feel fully comfortable if you're not familiar with your like surroundings? Because, if you walk by that bush and you've never walked by the bush before, well, maybe there's a snake under it. But if you were just around it, and you're like, I was by that bush this morning, and it's like, you just kind of get to know the lay of the land, and we need that. And I feel like this person needed to find like an outlet for like newness or adventure or something that was healthy. Maybe there's some kind of trigger. And I think maybe also for some of you, like this person could have thought that you were leaving them. Yeah, I'm hearing, I needed a reason. They could have thought that you were leaving them. And I also think that this person felt that you had like you were advantageous in the breakup in some way. It's like this person realizes that they should have been softer and kinder, especially if this is a man and you're a woman. It's like kind of nobody taught this person how to deal with women. It's like he roughhoused you. And I don't think I mean physically. I think I mean, maybe take that if it resonates, but I feel more this was like he treated you like emotionally. I'm just seeing a dog kind of like whip around like a chew toy or something. And it was because he was looking at you and he thought that you had some type of advantage because you're so hot is what I just heard. You're so hot, like you're so attractive, but you're also elegant. This person sees you really, really highly. And so I think this person thought you were going to move on quickly. So then they moved on quickly. When really, I think I just heard you say nobody wins in a breakup. Nobody wins. So don't try to win. Just try to, try to weather, try to like heal yourself, try to get through. No, try to, make things as easy and gentle as possible. That's your take on it. But it's like this person didn't ask or didn't clarify something here and instead went with some like version in their mind. And I think they were afraid to look at you for a while, or to see what was going on in your life. They were so self-absorbed and they were so focused on, but this was like on a superficial level and they were very focused on how things looked. And I think maybe they sent you on like your own pilgrimage in some way, but like you can see the eye in there and like the heart energy. So this person is like, the eye looks really weathered to me, like older, wiser, a little bit weathered, and is like looking in the heart energy. Yeah. So, this person has definitely been in some type of dark, like kind of depressive. I also think that this person, they could have accused you of something that was like not your fault. I feel like there was a real lack of self-awareness and you were just expected to deal with it. Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. So let me just see. I just heard, why is this coming through, Spirit? Two of Swords. There's some type of blockage. Huh. They're actively blocking this. Okay, who is? Who's blocking this? Okay, so I feel like your timeline is maybe meant to be intermingled more with somebody here than it is. And you're constantly needing Spirit to block this for you because this person came up short and they were in some type of fantasy here. So something's coming through here with the High Priestess. Something is being allowed to come through in your intuition so that you do not have to live it out in a 3D timeline. And that was like agreed upon, like you're being blocked out here. There's some type of teamwork here. And this person's watching you. This person's watching you. So you guys are still working out like your karmas, but I feel like it's from a distance and that was settled on is what I'm hearing, like to put some type of blockage here. But somebody is like wanting to go back to the past and wanting to offer you something here. So what else can you tell me about this person who has a crush on you? Hello? Somebody here does have a plan to get back to you, this person. Who is this person? I'm not sure that it's a good plan because I think it once again discounts the emotional realities of something here that's gone on. Let me just see. Who is this person? I made these yesterday. You know them through friends. Okay, so I'm kind of getting that. This person might be trying to get at you through friends. You know them from social event. I'm getting this, yeah. You know them through family. Okay, I'm kind of getting that you guys were in a relationship and they might know your friends and family and have gone to social events with you. You have history, definitely. Third party. Gray hair. Maybe this person gave you gray hair. Athletic or mesomorph build. So if that's like kind of a clue here about who this person is. You may also have history with some kind of third party here. So let me just see, is there anything else that's coming through, or anybody else that has a crush on you? Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Skirt! I'm late, but I'm here. Sending loves from my distractive ass. Well, not from my ass. Thank you, Nikki. Okay. So what else for pile number 1, Spirit? What do you want to say about this person who has a crush on, about this crush? What do you want to say? Act is like flipped on its head. Commit, speak. Somebody here, they really have their focus on you. They really have their eyes. They're thinking about acting. They're thinking about maybe commitment, and they're wanting to speak to you maybe about commitment. They want to transform this relationship. Accept, try, and initiate. So somebody here is like really wanting this. For some of you, I feel like this could be like blast from the past energy too. Like this could be from like way, way far back. And I feel like you're the one that got away, or like they should have never let you get away is what I'm hearing. He needs compassion. Yeah, you don't know about this is kind of what I'm getting. I feel like, so I don't know who you're thinking that this is, but if you're thinking that it's anybody, but I feel like you don't know about this. I feel like Spirit has kind of kept you in a bubble, kind of kept you away from this person, or not realizing this. What do you want to say about this, Spirit? They are keeping you protected until something changes here. I feel like this is, okay, some of you might not want to hear this. I feel like whoever this is, and you might not know who this is because the 4 of Swords is here, and I just feel like you needed to heal. And they may have put you in some kind of stasis that maybe is a fantasy. Fantasies aren't always good either, but like you think this situation is like a certain way between you and this person, and I don't know that that's necessarily true to life. And I think they may have placed you in that so to keep you protected and to help you heal. But they're saying that you need to be kept protected until something changes here. And then I think they're going to bring the 2 of you back together. I don't know if that's in this lifetime or it's in another lifetime, but somebody here needs to grieve. Yeah, this person needs to grieve, and they need to let go of a third party situation, or they need to let go of a friend group is kind of what I'm getting here. Oh my. Yeah, and then the 2 of Swords, you're blocked off, and I think that you also feel that you need to keep this up, and they're doing that on purpose, your guides. They're saying, no, because it's enforcing a change on this person, and they know that, like, I think they're really just at the beginning of this change, whatever it is, like actually getting in touch with their emotions, because they were not in touch with their emotions. Maybe this person really liked to party. They could have also like reunited with somebody. Like I said, this person was triggered is what I'm getting. They were triggered, and that's what caused the breakup. And it was an emotional trigger, but this person didn't deal with it like from that emotional place. They still don't know how to deal with things like that from an emotional place. And something here needs to change. And I think this person saw you realizing that in some way, shape, or form. It could have been subtle. And this person kind of like put up their defenses. And then they ran, oh my gosh. And then they ran back into like somebody's arms here to like start a new beginning. And it was a fantasy. I think this person chased a fantasy, or somebody was chasing them as well. Start a new beginning, and then they might have tried to show this person off or whatever. They had a choice. Like this person had a choice, and they're realizing it, like to go back or to move forward. And they thought that they were going to get in and out like of both situations. And they thought that the Knight of Wands was a control position. So they thought that they were going to come in and out. This person's kind of realizing this. The Knight of Wands is immature, but also kind of like a dick, like can be kind of a dick. And so I feel like, again, I just feel like this person like roughhoused you, or like energetically. And I'm hearing that quote from a Taylor Swift song. Beat my spirit black, and and in your mind, I don't know, it's like it's something like in your mind you might tell yourself that you never beat my spirit black and blue. You might tell yourself something different. But actually I feel like you were this person's favorite, and I don't think that they gave you the impression of that. I really think for a lot of you don't know who this is. Like you have some other vision or something in your mind. And they're doing that. So your guides are because this person never clarified themselves, there's a consequence for the way that this person behaved. And there's a consequence for this person not sharing their emotions, not showing them, not crying when they needed to, whether that was in front of you or in private, and instead just kind of like gallivanting on or something, there's the real repercussion. And it's like, how is this person ever supposed to know the truth? I actually think for a lot of you, you're very intuitive or you're very like forgiving, but I think that your guys don't want you to be in this situation. So I think they kind of moved you away or something here. They're saying we have to work together on this because, okay, so I'm fighting this in my energy because I saw some comments earlier on in the thread where it was people are not really liking this, that it keeps going back to the past. And so I'm trying to jerk away from it. And the guides are saying we have to work together on this because there is like some type of confusion or there's some type of options here. Somebody is planning and they're trying to come back. You're leaving the situation and you're getting your routines under control. And I feel like you're meeting somebody else, an emperor. And it's going to be a new beginning for you. Like you're starting some type of new cycle, and it's putting this person now in a stasis where they have to like consider things from a different perspective, and they're left kind of with their cup of love. And I feel like this person's love energy, their emotion energy has like kind of come fully online, and they're like isolated. They kind of can't come back. Yeah, and now there's a tower. For some of you, it's like you met somebody else. You could be pregnant, you could be married or getting married or something. And they feel like they can't win. And this is just pushing all of their game stuff back on them. Because I just don't feel like you were playing a game. I feel like it's weird. It would be weird to you. This person that has a crush on you, their actions really don't make sense in alignment with the way that they feel. And I think they have to come, like, that's like some type of crashing realization. They've given you the entire wrong impression about who they are, and they've given you the entire wrong impression about how they feel. And I think it was because this person was trying to, I'm hearing manifest gain. They were trying to manifest some type of gain, but it's because they felt weak inside, or maybe emotions make them feel weak. I don't know, but I just feel like this person was like very strategic. They could have chose somebody else over you. They could have touted this person around town or something, like, or in your face or something that was like, haha, this person wins. This person's number one in my heart, in my mind, in my life. And this is where I spend all my time and all my money and all my energy. And you were just like, oh, got it. But I think they thought that was strategic. And I think they thought that you were going to come running back or something. And so they have a lot to learn, is what I'm getting. They have a lot to learn about relationships. And it needs to start with the fact that they loved you very much and they were not fair, equitable in the situation. And I feel like that's been a tower moment. Some of you are married, or you are getting married, or you're going to be married to somebody else. And that's when that they need this. I feel like you guys were separated out, actually. Or maybe there was a timeline that you guys could have gone down together in this lifetime. And that's why there's something here where the way that they disentangled it to give you your freedom here and to kind of splash this down on this person. Because I feel like for this group, you've elevated very quickly. So they're processing this with you. The things that you would have had to learn the hard way or been confronted with, they're kind of processing this with you on the back end. But I feel like whenever you move on, this person, that's like going to start their lessons here. And they have a lot to learn about traditionality, and that could be because I think they chose somebody else again for the wrong reasons. This feels like a very acrimonious relationship. I'm kind of getting that this person's gone on a journey with somebody else for quite a while. They thought that this was going to be their happiness because they were being like strategic, but all of this was, I'm seeing Mars like just burn a hole through everything. So I actually think that this person was like, this feels very acrimonious. It all feels for show, and it feels very superficial, and it all feels like built on vengeance, or like they were trying to make you jealous. Okay, so I'm also getting that they wanted some type of like recompense for their hurt. I think this person felt hurt in this situation. I don't think they communicated that. Why did they feel hurt? Queen of Pentacles. Because you blocked them. And I think for some, you blocked them from seeing your emotions, which is, I think, what you were supposed to do, because this person was going to feed off of that. That was what they were going to use for their strategy. That was what was going to let them know that they were on the right path. So they thought that they could have had a family here with somebody else. And they always thought that they were going to get back to you, or that they were like leaving you out in the cold. They thought that was like a strategic thing to do. And at the end of the day, I just feel like this is not love. And this person weirdly thought that it was. Like, they think that muscling somebody around that they love in this horrible way is like going to get them somewhere. And they actually view them going to be with somebody else and like being like having a whole family or something. They view that as them being independent. They view that as them being independent from you. And it's not at all the case. And I feel like it just caused you to move away. And I actually think that you had a struggle. This person could have supported somebody else. Literally, they could have like moved in together. They're paying half the rent with this person, not paying half the rent with you. It's like stuff like that. So I feel like they supported somebody else. There was like Queen of Pentacles energy, you know. This could be a marriage. It could be they're building with somebody else, and you were struggling. They're recognizing that they're struggling, and they wanted you to feel that. I think they wanted you to hurt at the loss of them. They wanted all this. They wanted you to think that they had their wish fulfillment with somebody else. And now they're sad and they broke their own heart here. And I think this turned bad for them. I think they really did feel that you were to blame for something here. And then they look through your little window here, and now you've got your wish fulfillment. And some of you are fine on your own here. This person doesn't know how to process what it is that they're seeing. And what they're seeing, I think, above all else is just maturity and somebody who is situated well inside of themselves. And, you know, if they love somebody, they love them. And you'd be willing to have, you know, a talk or conversation about what went wrong in your relationship. I think before this person did way too much, you would be open to like, you know, talking out this person's feelings and like making sure that you both felt heard and everything. This person, it's foreign to this person. It's like a foreign language. And that's why Spirit has put a block on this. But there's still work and processing to be done on both sides. And I just heard you didn't get away from it. So there needs to be a willingness to process through some of this stuff for them, especially. And I think for you, most of the processing is just understanding your grief, understanding. There's a lot of emotion here. There is. This person is just feeling very defensive that you're actually sad. I don't know who they had in their mind that you were, but it was so off base. And it was off base because of who they are. And they're real aggressive towards women too, in a way that I just, no. And it should be a man, by the way, who steps in and says, you need to knock that shit off. Once and for all, forever and for good. It really should be. No woman should have to sit this man down unless it's his mom and he's 10 years old, you know, like, which maybe didn't happen. This man was in an entire fantasy. He thought you were going to chase him maybe. And then you didn't or something. And he was in like a whole new situation and he was pretending that everything was happy and like vivacious and fun and everything. And then you maybe saw that. And I think this was like an epiphany for you. And then you went off on your own and you built your own happiness, or that's what you will do. And that's who has a crush on you. This person did you way dirty. And now there's a third party and she's not nice. Okay. She's not nice. And by the way, she's territorial, not over him. I don't think there's a real blockage here, like in their communication. They don't really have a lot in common and there's not an equality between them. I don't know what that means. Maybe she feels like she rules the roost here, whoever this is. And she really wants him to end things. She wants the destruction of your relationship. I think Spirit is just coming through to say this is protected and that the only path that was open to him after he did what he did to you, I think, was a path with a karmic, and it was straight to the pits of hell. And I think it was something to where he's got to deal with what he needs to get a different perspective. And she's giving him that perspective. Yeah, he's having some type of real epiphany here. This is not a nice lady. And I think that she doesn't like you. She also might feel better than you. Like she might see you at work here with the 8 of Pentacles or something here that you do. And she feels like she's got more money than you or like more status than you. She might have inherited some kind of something here, either from a first marriage is what I'm hearing, or from, maybe from a first marriage. I was going to say from like her parents or something. And this is somebody who's watching. So I think Spirit is just saying that you've got eyes on you here. She wants you guys to not be able to speak. on equal terms. This is not great. So Spirit has a plan here. This is all a part of Spirit's plan, to get everybody in this situation to see themselves differently and to see something else differently here. So there's spiritual work that's going on in the background of this. You didn't know what to do. I feel like with this person, you didn't know what to do to like build or like to be cooperative. You didn't know what to do. There needed to be an apology here, but he ran straight into the devil. So, and he followed status. There's sadness here about that. There's a realization that he's been very superficial, very shallow, or she, whoever this is, very superficial, very shallow, and that he was doing it for image and to try to win the breakup, and that he had a sensitivity chip missing. This person really mucked you around, and got involved with somebody not great. They definitely have like a family or a child together. Okay, so with this Page of Cups, I'm getting he needed to say that he's sorry, or there was going to be a baby here. And it feels like it's with this other person, and that changes the fate line. And you might have been on the receiving end of some type of message. And somehow this is getting you a balance out in your karma, because you're realizing that this is a functioning dysfunction and that you've got to get away from it. And that it's good. This is healthy actually in the end, because it's enforcing some type of change. And you have gotten a lot stronger. And I feel like there's somebody else coming in from you, and he's got a real kingly kind of energy. And now this other person from your past wants to be mad. So just keep on keeping on. I think I'm just going to call it there with this one. But there's a lot of spiritual stuff kind of going on in the background is what I'm getting. So that's pile number 1. That's who has a crush on you. Not everybody who has a crush on you is exciting, you know, but okay. So that was pile number 1. I'm just going to throw this back up if you are joining us. Okay. So we're just going to compassion this space, compassion. Yo, Miss Lola said betrayal is a part of life. You know, that's so funny that you say that, because that was another thing that I heard in the Carl Jung thing that I woke up to listening to, where he was talking about empaths and how a lot of times betrayal is like the spark that wakes empaths up to their own shadow, which is a shadow of overgiving. And a lot of times it takes betrayal for you to realize that a lot of times that we were taught that sacrifice is love, like that we're supposed to be ever sacrificial, and that somebody that would require that of you, that's just an abusive dynamic. Like that's not love, but a lot of times you got to get pushed to that limit. And a lot of times betrayal is that spark. So I feel like there could have been betrayal here, and that would go with the spiritual awakenings that I think have occurred. The baby wasn't his either. It was a close friend of his who was like a father figure. Oh my gosh. Passed on in the baby. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, gratitude might be the only thing that heals this grief, yo. Oh my. Wow, this is too accurate. You guys really dodged a bullet if this is your story. Yeah. And, you know, keep in mind too, like again, with the compassion stuff, because I do think that whatever went on here, and I'm not excusing it, it's definitely not okay, but I do feel like this person is like having some type of spiritual awakening. I do. I think that they're having some kind I just heard elevated experience. They're meant to elevate from this, and to no longer be a person who like kind of operates from this level. So, all right, I'm going to put my lip gloss on, and then we'll go on to pile number 2. Yes. Interesting. Okay. All right, let us move to pile number 2, who has a crush on you. Okay, right away, I'm kind of getting multiple things from this one. So this could be multiple people that have a crush on you, or this could be like multiple like interpretations of this energy. But I'm kind of getting a whoa kind of a thing, where there's like a lot coming at you, a lot of communication. So like a lot of words. This could be okay. So the first situation that I think this is like this could have been accusations, where this person could have accused you, like either directly to your face. And this is like, there's no nuance here. There's that was like tower energy or like some type of confirmation. So in this person's communication with you, or another option is they could have communicated with somebody else and then that person communicated to you. So like it could have been your boss or something, where they like complained about you or like reported you or something, and your boss was like, hey, made all these accusations, but it came from like this person. So I don't know, some of you might not even know who this person is, but just take this how it resonates. It's just, but this first person, I feel like they came at you like very accusatory, threw a lot of things out there. There's not a lot of nuance. There's not a lot of grace. I feel like there is actually multiple interpretations for how you came across, and this person made no room for that. They just sort of like made a concrete something here and said, oh, you're this. And that very much came through like in their conversation. And I feel like this person actually has a crush on you. And you know what this is? It's kind of giving like Darvo, where it's like defend, attack, reverse victim and offender. This person literally could have done that for some of you. Like, especially if there was some type of complaint or something here that you didn't understand. But it actually feels like the romantic version of this, where I think this person thinks very highly of you and they don't think that you're on their level in some way. I think this person may think that you have a lot of admirers and their pride was wounded at some point. Like they really wanted your attention, but this is kind of like sneaky because they don't just want your attention and they don't just want to be one of many in your world. So instead, I feel like this person kind of did this in order to get you on the back foot. And it's very sneaky. This is a power grab. So because they want you, it's kind of like, instead of reversing victim and offender, it's like reversing the pursuer and the pursuee. They want it to seem like you are the one that is trying to communicate with them, because they want to put you in a position where you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And really you have no reason to be. This person is doing, this is like not well, you know, and maybe for some of these people, I'm actually getting this is very human and this is kind of like very normal and they don't really know why they did this. It all kind of bubbled up to the surface, but I think it was maybe this like wounded pride thing of like, maybe they're really attracted to you and they're not used to being this attracted to somebody or something like that. I don't know, but there's something here about not feeling like they're on your level. And so they sent you some type of message and it was like kind of all these accusations, or they were in your face saying all these accusations, or again, they said it to somebody else and then that kind of got back to you and you were like, why are you defaming me? Why are you saying all these things about me? You know? And I think for some, this person it's giving narcissist. It's giving like that they're very smug and that they may have like a lot of emotions. This came out in one of the readings. I don't think it's come up yet on the channel, but it was like a person here who like has a lot of emotions. They're very wrapped up in their own emotions, and they very much confuse having a lot of emotions and being wrapped up in their emotions with being an empath, because the way that this person has emotions is very self-centered. And it's not about other people at all, or being able to actually identify with other people. It's not that way at all. Okay. So that's one person. And I feel like that's important to say, because if you're dealing with this kind of person, you might not know that that's what it is, that they actually have a crush on you, because I think it's giving aggressive, in some type of way. And yeah, it's like more of a wounded pride. Okay. So there's another, person or like another group here where, again, I feel like it's this whoa, whoa, whoa kind of an energy, but it feels much, saner. And I feel like, again, they could have come at you with some type of like, I want to say knowledge or information. And it might have been something that you were really caught off guard by, but I feel like this person gave you like their honest opinion, or they gave you their honest take. So for some of you, I feel like this is like knowledge related somehow. Like they literally educated you about something. And this person didn't come at you with that knowledge. I feel like you were in a conversation with this person. It's not giving weird, like, or abrupt or socially unintelligent. It's not giving that. It's giving that either they gave you some type of knowledge and it really blew your mind about something and it made a difference in your job or something, or this person could have actually been the one to tell you about somebody that you were seeing or that you were interested in. They could have been saying like, you know, this person cheats on you, you know, or this person like doesn't, and maybe it's giving a friend, but this person, whoever they are that's coming through is, I feel like there's respect and admiration here. This person's not obsessed with you or anything. I do feel like it's a little crush, but it's mixed in with, it feels very actually mature and very adult. And there's a lot of respect and admiration here. I feel like this is actually a relationship that could go the distance, but you're probably not thinking about this person in that way. Even if it feels like maybe for some of you, I think this is maybe mutual, or like you've wondered. Not for everybody is it mutual. But like this person doesn't give you the creeps, like whoever this person is. it just feels like this could go somewhere, but I don't think this person's really even thinking about pursuing you at this time for some reason, because it seems like it's inappropriate, especially if this person like told you that, you know, you need to watch out for the person that you're dating because they're not great. They're genuinely telling you that because it's the right thing to do. And I think maybe they could be friends with that person or acquaintances, but it doesn't feel like this person likes that person. They don't have respect or admiration for this person. But I think that might be why you need to move carefully here, is because at the very least, y'all are mutual acquaintances and they know that it's kind of awkward. And I feel like this person is not, they understand like the delicacy of the situation. They're not trying to pursue you, not at all, not anytime soon. And they have their own kind of stuff going on. And I also think that for some, there might be an overlap between like the first group. I don't think that because I'm getting that scene from Mean Girls where Lindsay Lohan, you know, she's like, why do you even like her? You know, about Regina George. It's like, she's so mean. And he's like, oh, well, you know, everybody's mean. She's just like more upfront about it or whatever. So it could be that this person is kind of the second person. They may have like, especially when they were drunk, they could have, you know, I don't know, said something here like that. But I don't feel the accusational energy here. It might have been something like, well, why do you like her? You know, or something. But it's not so. This person makes room for the nuance. This person makes room for you to have a different opinion than them and stuff, even if it hurts them, because their pride might have been wounded in this situation as well, that you would go for this other person, but you wouldn't go for them, you know, or something like that. And especially if they think this person is mean, you know, like maybe attractive, but they're not a good person or something like that. I don't know. Okay. So that's one thing. And then the last group that I'm kind of picking up on, and this might overlap with pile number one, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, is where I think this might have been like there was a third party involved. Like you guys maybe were, you liked each other, you were already seeing each other. And then again, it's this whoa kind of a thing where you either are feeling this way. Like in this case, I feel there's another thing with this group where it's like you could be wondering about somebody here, and like specifically, you know, wondering why they did what they did in the case of the first scenario, where it's like, why are you making all these accusations? And I don't think you ever would have guessed that it's because this person has a crush on you, but Spirit's just wanting you to know that that's what's happening. But with these others, I feel like maybe you are wondering, maybe you have a crush on them a little bit, or it's like a curiosity, but I think the curiosity maybe means that you have a crush or something. So with this third group here, again, I think that there may have been some type of third party involved, and there could have been like maybe you didn't know that this person knew about a third party, and I don't know, just feel like there's like a lot of words and it's blowing your mind that this person knew something, in which case I feel like that person, I'm sorry if this like hurts, but I feel like they did like you. I think that they did have those feelings, but then I think you kind of put it about here, like when you involve somebody else, and you could have made an excuse for that behavior or something, you know, said that, well, I thought you know, I did like you, I just and that might have confused this person, and they were like, then why were you with that person over there? So that's why I went on a date with this person, because they asked me out, and turns out they weren't like fucking their secretary or whatever, you know. It's like, this feels very confusing, and it feels like there were feelings here, but then somebody just got hurt or like actually turned away. So there's like either three different people that have crushes on you, or like three different situations that's like, you know, kind of right off the bat. So, okay, let me see. I think that there might be more people here who have a crush on this pile. I don't think maybe whatever of these situations, I kind of don't think that you're talking to this person now because of whatever this like, whoa kind of energy was. Okay, who has a crush on pile number two? I just can't help but feel like there's more people. Oh my gosh, yeah, 4 of Pentacles. I think people are intimidated by you, pile number two, or like this person is. Somebody here who doesn't feel like they're good enough. And you might not be thinking of them that way, but I also feel like there's somebody who's not the best person. And who is this? Who has a crush on pile number two besides everyone? Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely been some type of fight here. Or somebody who wants to fight. I just feel this group is really attractive, but there's you're attractive in this kind of like umame way where I think people can get kind of obsessed with you. And I don't think obsession is love. And I think that's hurt you. And I think that maybe why there's been an argument here is because this could be somebody that you've had to push off of you, you know, like energetically or something. Because I think people can get kind of obsessed with you because there's this umame kind of thing about your energy where I think you're very attractive. I do think that you're just objectively attractive, but you break the mold for people. Yeah, look, the devil, the Queen of Wands. You're really attractive, and I think people would like to think that that makes you a karmic in some way, that means that I think a lot of people project, to be honest. I think that people project their own material desires onto you because you're really attractive and they think that you would elevate their status in some way. And then I think some of these people overstep their boundaries with you because they're in Delulu land and they project out their feelings that they have for you, which is very sexy. Very sexual and they want to be together with you, but in this like, I want you to raise my status kind of a thing, or like, I think that we look good together. People will respect me if I'm with you kind of a thing. And it like causes arguments. Yeah, it's either that people come at you in entirely the wrong way, but they also could come at your friends, people that you have like, it's very sweet, and they could think that and this is the poison of obsession. So whoever has a crush on you, this is more akin to obsession than it is love. And I actually think that might be a kind of a problem here with this group. Not that like there's anything you can really do about it. Well, I mean, maybe we'll see at the end, but yeah, so somebody here could have like caused an argument or something because they saw you with like a friend or something. Anytime they see you like building intimacy, but this is like emotional intimacy, tenderness, like with other people, they maybe get strategic, they get angry, they get upset. They could, oh my gosh, they move quick to these people. And this is as a function of their obsession. So what I'm kind of getting is that maybe for some of these people, they're not this way like with other people, but there's something about you where you just hit this chord, like your energy, this umame factor. Yes, I feel like that's confirmation here. Like you're really happy. Yikes. They could also like rush off to sleep with somebody else to try to make you jealous because look at this. This is you, like with your friends trying to be loving, but you're just seen as like, you're seen as the Queen of Wands and you're seen as the Devil card. Like, I think this is just your physical attractiveness. Like, and maybe what you have like as a job. So it's like people don't want to be tender with you, or like they only think, people think of you in a very sexual way. And I think that whoever is interested in you, or even somebody that you're dating, might just see intimacy between you and other people where you're trying to have friends. They might be threatened by that. They're just because they think that other people are thinking about you in a purely physical, very sexual way. And so they'll see this and they'll want to come like have an argument or like break up you having like a friendship here. And then they'll get like very angry when they should be kind of grieving. They'll get angry. They'll think that they're in a third party situation, and then they'll like go cheat with somebody else, or they'll start a fight with you. Or some of these people might even get like very violent, and they blame it on you. They think that, oh, you're throwing it around like that because you exist in a body that they find attractive, and your body will just move and they find it seductive, and they're like, you did that on purpose. And you're like, meanwhile, like I just saw you reach for like an hors d'oeuvre, or like you're putting something in your mouth, and it's like, heaven forbid you put something in your mouth without this person making it like a weird thing. I just feel like it's weird. This is like weird. God bless me. Jess, can you please explain more what umame means in this situation? So umame, okay, I'm going to explain this in a bad way, but umame is like, has to do with like your taste buds. And, it's this like flavor experience where it's like not necessarily sweet or sour. It's not necessarily just like good or delicious. It's something that just like kind of hits all the right things, you know? And you're like, oh my gosh. And you just have this well-rounded experience that you try to replicate, you know, but it's like, it's really, really good.
It's MSG.
It's MSG. You have this like, it's like everything all at once. Yeah. Like, and I just feel that you've been, okay, for some of you, I feel like this, now we explained like the three different situations here. And for some of you, there was one that like kind of overlaps with pile number one. And this might've been like the manhandling that I'm saying, like where this person was like really rough with you. And again, I think that they just project onto you that you meant to do this when you didn't, that you were being conniving when you weren't, like, you know, and it's just because they're obsessed with your body, I think. But that's part of the umame. It's not just your body. It's like your personality, like with the sun energy, like you're very happy or you're very sunny to be around. Some of you could be doing well in your career, or you're like working on being well in your career, or like having some type of new beginning in your career, or you're very active. Some of you could be very active or it's like there's a way that you move in your body here. I don't think, some of you literally don't know that this is like how people see you, because it's not how you see yourself. To you, you're living from like a first person perspective. And so you're just like, yeah, of course I like you, but like I have friends, you know? And these people, of course, they're my friends, which maybe you've had to learn the hard way as well, that no, maybe, you know, maybe not everybody's wrong about the people that are around you. Yeah, I just think that you're not treated kind of like a person, to be honest. Yeah, there's been like no justice. I kind of keep getting this, or there's no fairness, or there's no balance, or like it's not an actual relationship, because this comes from a place of like obsession. People are worried about like other people winning you instead of like finding their own balance in the situation. And I think whoever you end up with is going to be a very balanced person. They are going to be elevated. They're going to be actually the best choice, because they're not going to be weird and like scare you off. And yeah, like I also think people might like, there might be a lot of bravado here with this person. The Bayou, thank you so much for the super chat. Here for support. Sounds like the coven has admirers all around them. Exactly. Like this is definitely a group that does. And for you, I think like you want to start slow. You know, you want to start normal. You want to go, you know, get a wrap somewhere and then have that grow into the 10 of Cups. You want happiness. That it's the 10 of Cups that came to my mind. And actually I saw it in this deck. That's a real realization. That's a real epiphany, because you're seen as like this devil energy. So they're like, oh, I have to be the 10 of Pentacles on my own to get this person. Because if not, they're going to, no, you're looking for your 10 of Cups, and you're definitely okay with things starting off as the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Who else has a crush on pile number 2? Anybody else that wants to come through? Anybody sane? Okay, I feel like there is somebody sane here, but they might have heard things about you that they don't know are true or not because of the way that you look and something here. And I think they might have just heard that you're like a man-eater or something. And you're like, meanwhile, you're like very sweet, kind, balanced, sane, well-rounded person. Yeah, Spirit's like, you just can't win. You just can't win. And I do think whoever this is like kind of like observing, like they're back and observing. They've definitely heard the things and they're like kind of balancing it out. So this is like a more elevated person because they're going to make their own mind up here. I think they see that. I think they also can see that somebody here like loves you in a way that's. They also might have felt left out in the cold, or just. But it's because maybe somebody here is spinning a yarn about you and about what you did to them. When really, and for some, you have rejected somebody here, but it's totally within bounds. It's like maybe you just went out on a date with this person or a couple of dates, like, and this person wanted to have ownership of you. And so they made it out to be something like it really wasn't that deep. For some of you, this could have been somebody that maybe you did go out on a couple dates with. And to you, you thought, oh, I'm just going on a couple of dates with this person, you know, just, I don't have any other options. Like, why not? You know, and you thought, okay, we're just going to get to know each other. But this person in their mind felt ownership over you, felt possession over you, and then made it out like, so if they were with somebody that they didn't feel this way towards, I think they would have been like, oh, it just didn't work out, like a sane, normal person. We went on a few dates, it didn't work out. That happens, you know, but instead I think they were like, oh, this person, this, and this person, that. And it's because they were so obsessed with you and so fixated on you. You never really had a chance. And, you know, people have to see this like from a different, you know, different perspective. And I think that they need to factor your attractiveness into the equation, and maybe you do as well. Because I think some of you just want to be alone for a while, to be honest. And I think you maybe been through something here where you were just treated really, really unfairly. Unfortunately, I think that might be a hint that someone has a crush on you for this group. Like where you just get treated very unfairly, accused of doing something, of being something that you're not. Yeah, I think this is a group that's made to feel responsible. You've been blamed. Even behind, I'm hearing there's been a lot of gossip like behind the scenes. This doesn't even feel like in one situation. I feel like it's in multiple because people just want to sink their teeth into you. They just want to have ownership or possession over you. I feel bad because it's like, I think you really want love. And it's through no fault of your own. And even through something that maybe some people think that would give you an advantage, where this isn't the path to love because you're attracting people who have this weird obsession possession thing towards you. And they're just obsessed with your physical body and the way that it would look, to be with you, and that they would be seen as winning. You're like a status symbol. Unfortunately, I feel like you're a status symbol to some of these people, but you know it. I feel, you maybe didn't always know it. I think you've gotten scraped up a bit and you've been made to carry too much responsibility here. And these people they've got a lust issue, some of these people, and they need to carry that. Spirit could have separated out. Yeah, and some of these people, there's a moral decision here around like partying and like being friends. And they're not owning up to that they had a moral decision to make about being your friend and why they were your friend. Like, I feel like for some of you just don't know who to trust because you think that I think this is a group that genuinely thinks that people are their friends. And I've picked up on this on my channel a lot, and you know that it deeply upsets me because, we're social creatures and you like to believe that you like to believe that the way that people present themselves is the way that they are. And I just think that this group has had people that present themselves as your friend and you think, oh, like they're being my friend, and they're not. And there could have been a separation of like a genuine lovers like pairing here. The truth about that, or somebody was trying to do that by stirring up a bunch of shit, by stirring up a bunch of like, or acting like they were competition when they really weren't. When you were like, I'm really getting for some of you, it's like you weren't even that attracted to somebody here, but maybe you did agree to go out on a date with them. And I think it's decidedly because you're not whatever they're accusing you of being. Because I think, I'm about to be rude, I think if you were, I don't think you would have gone on a date with this person. And I think you're obviously more physically attractive, or you're obviously more advanced in your career or something. So that's another thing where it's like, they want to say, this is a person who wants to act like that you're full of yourself. And that's the reason why you, but let me tell you this, any person of sane mind would turn this down. As soon as this started showing itself, because this isn't love. This is like, somebody here is like very possessed. They're a jerk. Somebody here has just been a jerk, to be honest. And I think they're meant to see that in a different way. They've tried to divide people about you. Somebody here has. Feels like that first person that I was picking up on. They've tried to divide people. They wanted to cast some type of judgment on you. But I feel like actually Spirit is involved because there's some situation here, and I think it's that first person I was describing, where there hasn't been justice, and I think people are having an epiphany here because certain things are being unearthed. Things that were hidden, things that are not able to be seen. Abusive dynamics. This is like kind of, especially this first person, it's giving me scary vibes. Like this, even if maybe they're not physically violent, but this is somebody who would be, who would like, it's giving flying monkeys. It's giving like smear campaign violence. This person wants you to be isolated, alone, blocked off. Ugh. Yeah. But I think they wanted to make people think that they were having an epiphany about you because I think that you've been nothing but nice, to be honest. And they're like, oh, it's just a fake. It's just an act. And it's not really. There are people like that, and I think it's this person. What do you want to say about this? Anything else? Yeah, I think that they're trying to say that you're manipulative, but they're manipulative. This person was very manipulative because they're trying to divide. I keep getting that. They're trying to divide people into two camps about you. The people that believe you about like the facade, the people who believe the front that you give, which is a positive front, but this feels like they don't know you very well. So all they have to go on is like your rising sign, just like, and they have to this person wants to be like, they're not really like that behind the scenes. This person's tried to make themselves an authority on you, and they're not. You don't know this person very well, actually. Even if you went on a couple of dates with this person, it feels like you still don't know each other very well. And I think this person also knows that because of the way that you look or because of what you do for a living or something, that the jealousy in people is inclined to just not give you a chance and to not like you here. They want to separate you out potentially from an actual lover situation, and they want to appear. See, this is Jupiter and Capricorn energy, which is actually not. Jupiter is expansive. They want to be seen as Jupiter. Jupiter is husband. Jupiter is like wealthy. Jupiter is like expansive. It's benevolent. It's wise. It's knowledgeable. So this could be somebody that wants to say like, I got this person in this relationship because I'm the best in something, but they're not. Jupiter actually doesn't do very well in Capricorn because Jupiter and Saturn don't tend to get along. They've got a history there. And I kind of feel like you're actually more of a Saturnian person. Like it could be you like to move slow. You like to move by the rules of things. This person could have really pushed you, like pushed your boundaries, pushed you faster than you wanted to go, and then blamed you. And you could have said that. And I just don't think that this person wants you to be believed. Yeah, they want people to make a final decision here. These are the two camps. This is somebody who is trying to knock your mate value, I think, because you have the 10 of cups here. So like there's some people who are like, that's my 10 of cups. And I think that you really genuinely want that for yourself. And so it's people that also believe that, because they might be trying to say like, they're just not doing that. And then they have people here that are like, oh no, like that person's two-faced. When really, this is funny because this is Sun and Gemini energy, and Gemini can be like the friends. It's gossip energy. It's the people that are around you on a day-to-day basis. Your friends, your siblings, merchants, people that you work with, people that you're acquaintances with. And so this person wants those people who again don't know you very well to cast some type of judgment on you based on they want to be an authority. They think that it doesn't matter how kind you are every single day, every single interaction that you have. They want to be the authority. They want to come in and say that's all fake. And boom. So yeah, they want that to be some type of like final decision, but I think that their actions have been very polarizing. This is very violent. This is character assassination. So somebody who's tried to character assassinate you, they have a crush on you, but it's more than that. This is like an obsession. Or somebody who had like a moral test at a party. Somehow that was a moral test with you. That person has a crush on you, but they're also not great. Like, this is somebody who, these people that I'm kind of picking up on, they're somebody who maybe they feel like they can't win unless they are this way, unless they have somebody like you on their arm or something. They don't really believe in themselves, but they like to get you in a no-win scenario where you kind of can't defend yourself. This is somebody where if you were to get in a relationship with them, they would be spreading lies about you, but smiling in your face. They would just drop little hints here and there that you're this way or you're that way, so that whenever you finally spoke up about their abuse or about the way that they really are behind closed doors, nobody would believe you. They would already be torn about you. This is who this is. Some of you dodged a bullet here. Several bullets. It seems like these are the people that are obsessed with you. This is Scorpionic energy, and it's not Venus energy. Scorpio, everybody thinks Scorpio is so hot, right? So sexy. It's also abusive, and it can be dangerous, and it's not Venus energy. It's not Venus energy. So yeah, that's who this person also could have like put something in a group chat here, like a group chat. But I think there's also somebody, okay, because remember, I'm going back to the three people in the beginning. There was the second person, right? Who maybe told you that this was going on. This person didn't buy it. This person knows that nobody deserves to be treated like this. This person, I think, whether or not, I think that they kind of know actually that this is a lie, but they also know that nobody deserves to be treated like this. They're seeing that this is abusive. Okay, so you're being abusive to this person. Why should I believe you? Kind of a thing. And this person, I think, does like you, is one of the targets, because I think this person may have targeted a friend group because maybe they think that a lot of your friends have a crush on you, and I think maybe they do, but some of your friends are actually better people than this person is, and then like they actually care about being your friend, So there could have been some type of group chat here is what I'm getting. And this person did that where they spread a bunch of lies on your name because they feel heartbroken. They wanted to make accusations about you to make themselves look better because they already felt inferior to you. Whoever this person is, they already felt inferior. This person moves a lot behind the scenes. It would shock you. This person's actually two-faced. So there's a lot of projection here. There's a lot of projection. Yeah. This is sad. This like really is sad because I just feel like you should be left alone to build your own character and reputation. And this is just a very violent person. And I hope that you broke up with this person. Yeah, it's just infatuation. Spirit told me to grab this, and at the bottom of the deck, it's infatuation, denial, obsession. This person's in major denial of who they are, why they did what they did. They're obsessed. They think they just find you to be hot. And I think you gave this person the cold shoulder. Yeah, you're fighting. They want to be able to say, look, this is a fight. Like, we are both fighting each other. And you're like, I really just am trying to give you the cold shoulder. I'm really just done. I'm really just over this. I'm really just breakup, distance, separation. You're like, I just don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And they're like, we're just stuck in this like fight. And you're like, that I would have to give so much more of a shit. Envy, hater, spider. This is not a good person. There's multiple of these people around you and they're not great people. And they got a lot of healing to do. And that's who has a crush on you. There does feel like a lover situation. It does feel like that person separated out. It could be that your lover's person, like your actual soulmate person, also has a snake around them. And maybe they were with that person or like went off with that person. And spirit has like separated this out until the truth comes out. I also think there may be some spiritual testing here because the hangman kept coming out, and the hangman is about like seeing things from a different perspective, often like a spiritual perspective, but also the hangman can be like, you know, the hangman, when it's like spiritual, it's you put yourself on that tree, you hung yourself upside down to get a different perspective. It's a thing that you're doing, right? But also other people can put you on that tree and not be, you know, it's like a mob kind of mentality is what I'm getting. And I'm just getting that somebody here did that or caused that or tried to cause that because they're so obsessed with you. They think you're fine as hell. But they also know that nobody in their right mind would choose them because they're nasty. And also, I think they already felt inferior in their career or they felt inferior in their looks or something here. And so I think there's actually a lover's person, though. I feel like a lot of people are being tested in this situation and they're meant to see the truth in this. But I do feel that there's some type of separation. Spirit separated people out to kind of contain it, you know, so that you don't continue to get like harmed by this. But yeah, that's who has a crush on you. Oh my God. Okay. There's a King of Cups. So we're ending on a happy note. Thank you, Jesus, Lord. Okay. So there's a King of Cups coming in here. This is oh my God. I feel that this group, and I've picked up on this before, I feel like you were part of some spiritual testing for some souls. I think that you agreed to do that. I do not think that this has to do with your karma at all. I don't. I think that you are a strong person. You're like a real person. So Spirit is like, we're going to put you in a high powered career, you know, or we're going to put you in an attractive body, and it's going to draw some things out of people. And, you know, sorry in advance, but once you go through that, then you get the King of Cups. You get, this is like a spiritual inheritance of love. This is somebody who is very soft. This is somebody who is in touch with their emotions and healthy in that regard, who will start off slow, who does want to go get, you know, a bacon cheddar wrap with you and, you know, see if you guys like that. And then like, maybe you can go a little further than, you know, the next time. Like they want to kind of build things up because I think people are just so eager to get you into bed too. And I don't think you're like that at all. But I think that people buy it because you're so hot. I think that there's a way that you look where it's sultry, or it's or there's a way that you move, or there's a thing that you're into. And for some of you, I just heard dance. Like you might just be a dancer, like you like the body arts, the body movements, and you know how people are. So they'll just anything. People just eager to hate you. Hate you because they ain't you, I just heard. But yeah, so this King of Cups is coming in, and he has earned this. Like you both feel like you are real people, and that you are kind of waiting for your ships to come in, and then I feel like he is going to, so this King of Cups is surprised in a good way. Like, also there's this mind blow energy, but it's about something about the way that you communicate, and you're just going to be seen where you weren't seen at all the way that you were. There's a lot of defamation that went on here in your past. This new person that's coming in, this King of Cups, it's mind blow in a happy way. Okay, that's why the Justice card kept coming out. I'm like, why does this Justice card keep coming out? Spirit is trying to give you your justice, where you're actually seen and loved and appreciated for exactly who you are, where this person sees exactly your character. And maybe they've heard the reputational stuff, but this person doesn't buy it at all. This person's very, very impressed with you. They're impressed by the way that you communicate, maybe the way that you text, something that you've told them about yourself. And it might be all this bullshit, where you're telling them about like the way that you were treated in a past relationship or something, or you're telling them about what went on. It feels like what went on in a friend group, or again, Gemini. It could have to do with children. It could have to do with siblings. It could have to do with friends. It could have to do with merchants and people that are all around you. But this like, and this person literally in their mind the whole time that you're saying that, they're like, A, this person is strong as hell, like for going through what they went through. And also B, how could anyone ever think that about this person? If you've had even one conversation with this person, you would know that they're not that way, you know? And so this person's just kind of mind blown. They're very, very mind blown. Some of you are going to actually show this person like a group chat or something, and they're just going to be like, holy shit. This person's also, I think, going to be impressed with what you've done in like your career. And I think they're also impressed by how there's a way that you communicate. It's very cooperative, and it's things grow around you. And this person, maybe they've seen, like that you started from nowhere, you started from the bottom, and then like they're seeing what you've built, or like how you've come out of that. They think that you're so strong. They think that you're so strong. And also they feel like these people can't really touch you. And it's because you're the stronger energy, and you always were. And that was their problem from the get-go. This person loves you straight up. And this is how they see you. You are their favorite person. And she's got this gives me Bodhisattva energy. She's got the yin yang like on her head, very balanced. Like you're just a very giving person, but not in a rescuer, victim, persecutor kind of way. You're also very independent. You're so loving, and they feel like you're their Ace of Cups, man. This person like legit loves you. And whoever these people were in the past, I feel like this is the situation that they get themselves in. They're that little rabbit down there because truthfully, this person, they have small energy, and you know what I just heard? D is involved, small D energy. And they get with somebody who has control over them. Somebody who wanted to like run you off potentially. It changes I feel like all of this, it's you getting your justice. There's some type of justice understory to this. You're getting your justice. The Wheel of Fortune is turning. And look, this is you, the Temperance card, like standing above all of this like chaos and mayhem. I just heard what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Kelly Clarkson. You heard I'm starting over with someone new. And it's the King of Cups too. And this is like a very loving person. If you have kids, this is somebody who really likes kids. They're very loving with kids. But they love you. And this person has like done a lot of healing work. It's going to piss this other person off. The other thing is, this person who is the King of Cups, they're not just the King of Cups. They're the King of Cups and the King of Swords, but in a very balanced, very good way. So this is an intelligent person of the mind. But I feel like they don't really save that for you. This person can see through bullshit. And they can also handle themselves in conversation. Like this is a person who will stand up for you. This is somebody who is not afraid to tell someone to go take a hike. And it's going to feel so healing. You're going to know that about this person, whether they actually have to do it or not. You're going to know that about this person, that this is the person who will tell people where they can go with their bullshit. And if they have anything messed up to say about you. Because this person just knows you. Like inside and out is what I'm getting. You actually understand each other to quite a great degree. And this is a genuine partnership. And it's of the mind and of the emotions too. Like, so I feel like you really get along with this person. They understand what it's like to have to go it alone, to have to slog it out, and to be independent here as well. They honestly don't know what you were doing with this other person or with these other people. If you showed them like a picture, or they'd be like, that person has a problem with you. This person speaking in such a manner. People believe this person speaking in such a manner. Like this person would be just like, it's going to make you feel safe because this person's smart. Like they're intelligent. And they see you're the Empress. Yeah. Okay. Thank God that this had a happy ending. I feel like that's kind of your life story. literally the way that it's like, okay, people are obsessed with you, but you know, they want to be the emperor. They want to be strategic around you so that they can be seen in a certain way. And, you know, I feel like for a lot of these are men, so it's giving weird, you know, because they're not like, I'm going to build myself up. They're like, if I get with pile number 2, then everybody's going to think that I'm just got my stuff together. It's giving weird. It's giving strange. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this person's going to be so fun and so tender with you. And you're going to be like, I feel like you're just going to be like this sometimes. And you're like, and they're like, why are you ducking? Like, you know, and you're just going to be like, I don't know. This is usually the part where people start being mean to me for reasons that escape me, you know? And this person's just going to be like the Page of Cups. They're going to be like, no, I'm trying to love you. Like, it's sweet. It's giving sweet. So let me just get some for this King of Cups. Let's talk about the King of Cups here. We don't want the other stuff. What's coming out for this King of Cups? Oh my gosh, a lot of things. Oh my gosh, it's literally most of the bucket. Okay, so there could be a lot of traits here, but we'll just get a few because I'm not going to read all those. Okay, it could be more, but we have, you know them from work. There's an admiration for the way that you conduct yourself in the work environment. Children, hidden variable, younger. Because younger, hidden variable, and children, this person may have something that went on in childhood that you don't know about. It might catch you off guard and it might take a while and then they'll like kind of open up to you about that. But I feel like weirdly, that's kind of what made this person so strong. Like kind of the same way for you. That's also what made them so smart. They see through people. They know there's something in this person's childhood where they know people are different behind your back. They know that people can be different behind closed doors. They absolutely know that. So they don't really buy it. They don't believe people on first blush. They kind of know that abusers are like that out in public and that so this person gets it. They really do get it. And they understand, I think also they recognize the emotional patterns in you, like the emotional scarring. And I just heard you can't fake that. The way you're skittish or something, the way that you respond to certain things, they know that they know that you've been through some shit. You don't even have to say it almost, they know. And I think they have too. And I think you guys, there's this like real solidarity of the heart is what I want to say with this King of Cups that's coming in. Real solidarity of the heart. And he will be your sword and shield. I just heard he will be your sword and shield. Nobody's going to run their mouth around this guy. They're just not. And he doesn't care either. Like they can call him whatever. I just don't think he cares. I think once he clocks it and he knows that you're just kind of a piece of shit, he doesn't take anything that they say seriously. He's like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Got it. This is kind of giving me Delicate from Taylor Swift too. Like my reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me. I don't know that any of you like, I don't know. Maybe you do feel like there's gossip around you or that people don't like you for some reason, but you also know it's unjust. And Spirit is literally, the justice card kept coming out. Like Spirit is saying that it's unjust. Like you've just been treated in an unjust way. I love him. Oh yeah. Maybe he's been a scapegoat too. I really get that. Oh. Yeah, I think there's a lot of piles that are true for you and like true for him as well. So if you want to know about him and like his backstory, just know it's very similar to yours. And you get a lot of information about this guy through getting information about yourself. And I think that's kind of lovely. I think that's kind of beautiful. I think that's kind of deep, actually. So, okay. People are starting to realize why I kept away. Yeah, the Judgment card kept coming out too. I feel like there are certain people that are having epiphanies because that's what's meant to happen is they're supposed to get a different perspective on themselves and why they bought into somebody. It's their own shadow or their own strategic nature, or like they were envious or jealous of you or of something, or like they're all motivated by that like status. And I think that there's something that you know, you're seen as having some type of status. And maybe you are going after your dreams or something, but it's not because you want to dominate and squish the little people, you know, like, okay, so let's go back to the pile selection. So we just did the second one, which is the poet. That was a real trip. Sending you love. Thank you. Love received. Oh my gosh, Dee just said she channeled the scene from A Walk to Remember when he goes into the cafeteria and protects her from all those people and stands up for her. Yeah. And they kind of give like cockroach energy where they'll scatter anyway. Like, you know, you're supposed to stand up to bullies. They're not going to just go away on their own. They're never just going to learn their own lesson. Like, you know, And I just don't think that... Isn't the mirror phase over? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Hi! I hope pile 3 is someone from the future. All right. I just want to be very clear, though. If you pick pile number 2, a lot of those people could be coming in for the future. Like, I think there's a pattern around pile 2. And so that's something to just keep in mind. Like, just because you've been through it in the past doesn't mean some of it's not coming back through in the future. I think it's something that you got to be aware of. And if you start seeing those weird things where people are like all of a sudden accusing you of stuff, like just know that that might be what's going on. But also that King of Cups is coming in the future as well. I just want to make that clear because there is a possibility that you get more of those people coming in pile number 2. I don't want you to be caught off guard. Okay, no, we're going to pile number 3, which is the creator. Oh, okay. Pile number 3. This does feel like new energy, actually. Okay, I like this energy already. This person has a lot that they want to say to you. I don't feel like this person's approached you. This person's kind of shy. They've come through maybe some type of hard time, but they have kind of tunnel vision on you because I don't think this person was expecting to meet you, or they weren't expecting to see you like where they saw you. And I think this person who has a crush on you took an interest in something that you were doing, and it could be different. Like, I'm just noticing all like the watercolors here. So it could be artistic, like maybe you were painting something, or maybe, but for some of you, it could be a game. I'm seeing like kind of a handheld thing that you were doing. Or it's like something bohemian, something like, I don't know, counterculture. There was something that you were doing. This person took a real interest in what you were doing. It could be that you guys were all doing the same thing. Maybe this is like a class or something, but they were really taking an interest in like in yours. This person has actually been through something, in the past. Like, their life was, at the very least, their life was just dull. It was a drudgery. And you're like a pop of color in this person's world. They think that you're really creative. And you could have even given this person an idea or some type of inspiration. And I don't think it's specific to like a project that they're doing or anything. It's like a way that life could be, you know, like an approach that life could be. This person really likes you. I also think that they like their hand, like they like your hands. This person could stare at your hands and what your hands are doing, like in particular, because this person has like a paintbrush or something in their hands. So like they watch the way that your hands kind of like move or something. And I think this person actually really likes that. And it feels like you're kind of drawing them out of like a depression. For some, this person could have been really depressed. So let me just see here. They think you're, yeah. Oh my gosh, this person has been through a lot. Because rock bottom just came out. Karma, jail, legal issues, life falling apart. I think this person felt like their life was falling apart. Oh my gosh. I think that it was because somebody was really infatuated with them and like would not let them go, because it's like, no, they said no. So this could be a person who had to deal with like the pile number 2 stuff. There's somebody who doesn't want to let this person go. It was somebody that I think they did schmegs with. I don't know if they were in a relationship with this person or, desire, self-pleasure, sexual thoughts, intense feelings. I just feel like, I don't know. They schmegally involved with a person and it made them hit rock bottom, and like this person does not want to let them go, and this person feels confined. They feel like they're in some type of jail. So it could be that there's legal issues here, but it also could be like this person just feels like they can't get out of what they're in. Maybe they're like never allowed to leave the house or something. This feels gray. Everything is like gray or like black even, which is kind of what I'm getting, like the depression. This person can have migraines for some of you. Okay. Let's see. Using the Mean Girls deck here. Okay, who has a crush on pile number 3? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this person, this person that has a crush on you is trying to take responsibility for something, but whoever they're with, I just feel like, I'm so sorry. People have histories. People do have a past. And I feel like this person's kind of great, but they're with somebody who's like kind of a bit batshit. Like they're very emotional. Somebody here could have ended a relationship to be with like one of these 2 people. This could have been an affair situation. They could have ended a relationship to be with somebody else here. somebody here was obsessed. I don't know. They were thinking this person was a wish fulfillment, or I don't know. But they're not. So I think somebody was trying to take responsibility in their life, but they're taking on too much of the burden, and it's really too much for this person to handle. They're really going through a hard time, whoever this is. So I don't think this person's going to approach because they know that they've got a lot of cleaning up to do in their life. They also could be facing some type of authority here that's like laying down the law. Whoever this is could have caught this person out doing something. I just don't think this was a love match, whatever this was. So this feels like a relationship that was built on responsibility. It's like somebody accidentally got pregnant or something, and then somebody feels like they're in jail forever. Yeah, a tower. There's some type of tower. And I feel like it was a tower meeting you as well, because you've given them some kind of answer or some kind of key to how to get out of their depression. And I think it has to do with independence. Like they see you as like a very independent person. For some of you, I heard like you're an independent artist or something, but like you're just a very independent person. Some of you just like really know how to stretch a dollar or something, but like you have given this person some type of idea. It may also have to do with humility, where this person, I don't know, either needed to learn to be more humble, or they learned the difference between humility and servitude, like indentured servitude or something. Like, I don't know. This person is really smart. Whoever this person is, I don't know that they have. This person maybe hasn't invested as much in themselves as they should have. Maybe that's what you've also kind of taught this person, or to educate themselves about like a certain skill or something, because they're really smart. There also could have been a lot of pressure in this person's family for them to succeed, but I feel like this person caved under some type of pressure. They were like rebelling, and that's how maybe they got like, they didn't want to think about things. They didn't want to be responsible because they were asked to be too responsible at some stage. And it could have even been like in their household, they were made responsible for like maybe their mom was really emotional, or their dad was really emotional, or I just heard addict. Like there could have been addiction stuff. The emotions were always like up and down. And I think this person was always made to feel responsible for that. This could also be a person that's starting out on something like a passion project or something, or again, like they're finally just nurturing themselves. They're investing in themselves. This could be a person who's like taking a class or something. I think this is a person who's thinking about either a divorce, or like they know that this situation is very stark. They know that it's bad for them, but there's a lot of responsibility. They feel trapped. They feel like bound and restricted in this situation. If it's not a divorce, like there might well be a child here, so there's some type of child support. They're thinking about that. They just feel stuck. They feel really stuck. They want a new beginning. So this person really wants a new beginning with you. They think that you're just so happy and so sweet and so different. Oh my gosh, the Lovers. Yeah, this person really, really likes you. And it was sudden too. There was some type of like sudden attraction. They think you're sweet, and they think that you're cute. They also think that you're going to be like, what were you doing with that person? Like when you find out whatever was going on here. I'm also kind of getting like, tidying up. Like, I don't know. I think that I don't know if it's this person's apartment might be dirty or something. I'm just getting the sense of you walking in and being like, oh, no. And then like kind of getting things together. But also for some of you, this might be in regards of like their court documents or something, where you're like, no, you've got way more rights here than you think that you do, and you need to see a lawyer, or like, no, we're going to get some kind of legal advice. There's some kind of Virgo energy that's coming in here with like, routines, or like the legalese, or like the details of something. And also just kind of spick and span. I just heard like, no, you're like, no, we're getting this all cleaned up kind of a thing. Like you're that kind of presence. It's like a tower energy here. But I think you're also you're confused about like whether or not you guys can even have anything, because it just seems like this person's like kind of unavailable, because they're emotionally unavailable. They do know it. I feel like they've got a lot on their mind, and they got a lot on their plate. And maybe for some of you, this person is like, well, I'm going to tidy this up, and then I'm going to go towards pile 3, because they are kind of embarrassed, and they maybe don't have a lot of money, or their money has to be going, somewhere else. They're really stuck in some type of like routine. And I just keep hearing the word drudgery, the drudgery of some type of routine. And I think they feel really happy when they're with you, and you are, again, like that spark of color. They might like the way that you dress. Maybe it's colorful, or maybe they've been to your apartment or something. There's just like a vibe of like happiness, freshness, colorful. And you're like, we don't have to let that get us down. But at the same time, like this person really is going through something, and they can't just be happy, you know? And I think that you also like know that. This doesn't feel like it's a relationship yet, though. Yeah, this person's got a fight ahead of them. It seems like it's with the mother of a child, or it's with their own family. And whoever this is very strategic. They're very cold. There's a sabotaging kind of energy here. They could have called this somebody here, maybe you. There could be an issue with money. There's like, okay, 6 of Cups. So like past, this person could have stolen money in the past. Maybe this person knows about that. And maybe it was for a child or to do with a child. Maybe it was for an abortion. They could have stolen money from family, or from their mom's purse or something. I don't know. Maybe this person knows that about them. That's another thing here. This person could have like a secret that they're afraid, that they're really afraid is going to get out. Maybe it has to do with something that they feel they could go to jail for, or maybe did go to jail for, even if it was just for a short time. Yeah, this person's really lost a lot is what I'm getting. And that might be with their reputation. It might be with their money. And they're balancing it out, though, in this temperance energy. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, because there was just a lot of chaos around this person. There was just a lot of drama, a lot of chaos. And it made them a very anxious person. I'm not really getting that this is an aggressive person or anything. I think that they've been made to feel like the bad guy in a situation. But there's just a lot of chaos. And I feel like this person actually does have a lot of anxiety. Yeah, they're in a fight. This person had to like compete, or somebody that they were attracted to or doing the thing with like became like an opponent is what I'm getting. And so this person just always feels very alone, and they feel like they've got to hide or guard themselves. And they feel like they also have to be strategic about how they move forward, and that doesn't necessarily feel like with you. And they want you, yeah. Oh, 10 days in jail. Yeah, this person kind of doesn't want to burden you with what it is that they're going through. I think for a lot of you, this is just like a nasty custody battle or like a nasty divorce. But for some, they're on the precipice of that. Like they maybe want to make that decision, but for some reason, this person feels very bound. Because somebody here may have something on them. This person could have taken the blame for somebody here that's actually very abusive, and it could have, I don't know, for some, this is so specific, this is definitely not for everybody, but they had a girlfriend that was like very posh or something, and they're actually very spoiled, and it's like, I can't go to jail for this. And so this person was like, hey, it's mine. And then they ended up going to jail, and they got a record, and they're scared to tell the truth about it. Or maybe, yeah. This person also could have something on them as well. So they don't really know what to do. It's like this person tries to take responsibility, but they overtake responsibility. I think they're supposed to learn not to take responsibility for where other people should be taking responsibility. Okay. This person could have red in their hair. Like even if their hair is not full red, there could be something about like, or I just heard redheaded stepchild. So this person could be like the black sheep of their family or something, or treated not great. It could be because of this. And it was like stupid. This isn't even them. Yeah, this person is so sad. I feel like this person could have taken the blame for something. Maybe they just wanted to smooth things over, or maybe, I don't know, but they feel isolated. They're feeling sad. They feel like they betrayed themselves, and I think that they did. This person might well be an empath, but I feel like they're painted in a different way. They took the blame for something, I think, that they shouldn't have. And it was something that everybody did, or it was something that just one other person did. And they feel like they spilled the milk. This person's like blamed. They could be blamed by their dad or by their family. They could have been blamed for some type of like sneaking around behavior, stealing something they didn't steal. I feel like this person got framed or blamed for something. They might have literally spent time in jail for something that they like actually didn't do. Oh my gosh, called him the milkman's son, yo. This person could have like a younger sibling or something. They're scared to tell the truth. It also could be you that they're scared to tell the truth to. They think it's going to cause a fight. Something about the details here. Like, well, technically, and it might be from this other person who's kind of rude, but they're posh in some way, or like they're spoiled, or, and this is like the scene where it's like, and raise your hand. Some of us are just victims here. And it's like, raise your hand if you've ever been abused by Regina George. And like, even the principal raises his hand, you know? So it's like, this person just kind of takes advantage of people, I think. But it's like, they act like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth kind of a thing. And they got wrapped up with this person. They hit rock bottom. Yeah, they kind of feel like once you know that they were involved in this, like, or with this kind of person, that you're not going to be interested. So, is this person going to make a move? I do think this person's going to make a move. It might be back. This person may have no spine. I'm so sorry. No, I do think they want to. This person struggles with communication because it's really giving empath to me, but this is like a man. And so he's like, I'm super strong and chivalrous, but like empaths all have to learn not to take on other people's energy, not to take on other people's like responsibility, not to overgive. Like he is struggling with that because of the gender roles. So he wants to communicate to you, but he also feels like he's got to go back and communicate to somebody who actually betrayed him. Tower. What the? And this is a betrayal to you. So maybe once you find out about that he's bullied by this person. Make no mistake. Like this person runs everything. This is them to this person. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? I mean, actually, I'm super sweet. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? Like this person is jumbled, like about gender roles, I think. They think they got somebody sweet, and this person is not. They're obsessed with themselves. They feel entitled. I don't think that it really bothered them at all that this person like went to jail or like hit rock bottom. No, they think they didn't give it a second thought. It's very Regina George kind of coming through here. They are wanting to communicate to you. I think they feel like they need to come clean about something and they're just really nervous. And I think they also might have something where they feel like they've got to clean it up. But I don't really like that because I just don't know that that's actually what's going on. This person needs to see things differently. And they're also like, they're in some type of timeout. Like when this person meets you and when they see you and when they have a crush on you, which might be now, like they might watch you a lot from the shadows. You're the new life that they want for themselves, the new beginning, but they feel blocked because they have this like kind of dark thing from their past that they shouldn't have. They were a fool. This person was a fool. And I think that maybe they did something illegal or something for this person. They stole some money from somebody for this person. Or they took the blame. I don't know. I feel like this person was a fool. I think they thought that they were being giving or something, but really they're the only one. Like, this person would never have done that for them. And they feel that this person should have done it for them, which they should not have. This is a karmic situation. They have a lot of shame that they shouldn't have. I don't know, burn book. Judgment. I feel like they want to apologize to you, but I don't think that they've really approached you either. So what's that about? I don't know. This person wants to apologize for, like, you were the... I don't know if this person just has a type of personality where they feel like they just need to apologize for being themselves. They think that they're lacking, but actually I think this person's been abused. And it's because I'm kind of like, why would they need to apologize? I feel like this person's just used to feeling like they have to apologize for themselves. They know, I think maybe they want to apologize for not being able to come towards you because they have a lot of changes that they need to make and they don't have money. And that there's a lot of emotions here or something. Maybe they see you as winning, but this doesn't feel like they see you in the pile number 2, like, oh, you're so high powered in your career. They kind of see you like a nerd, a nerd that's like getting recognized for their achievements or something. Maybe something that you did. This is like maybe you entered your art in the state fair and you won, like, you know, a prize or something. Like, that's what they see, and they think it's cute and they think it's great. And it also could be that, you know, there's something wholesome about that, and it's like this person was around not a wholesome girl, and I feel like not a wholesome party scene is what I'm getting. They were around like a different type of person to you altogether. And they know a lot needs to change and that there's a lot to clean up. This person's very depressed, and I just don't think that I feel like my energy's kind of down. They've been heartbroken here, but they broke their own heart. I do think this is a spiritual person. I think that they pray a lot. I think that I'm also just seeing like slices around. This person like is hard on themselves. They're hard on themselves because they've been in an abusive situation for a long time, is what I just heard. They've been in an abusive situation for a long time, and it's with like their parents or something. Yeah, and I feel like somebody they cared so little about this person that they let this person take the blame for something and this person was in a worse situation than them anyways, because it's giving like the rich popular girl that has a lot of money and whose parents are maybe very, very nice. They always give her what she wants, but they're maybe like, they don't discipline her, so it amounts to some type of neglect. And it's giving that he comes from maybe like poverty and an abusive situation and has high expectations about being traditional or something. And then this person like took the blame, and that should not have happened. That should not have happened. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. So, he does his rosary every night. Yeah. I think this person's very religious, but this is giving the kind of like, somebody who's really been through a lot, you know? That's led them to God kind of a thing. They also feel stuck. They feel like they really can't win. How do you feel about this person? Let me just see. How do you feel about this person? I think you're like, you think that they should get away from whatever they're a part of, and that would do wonders to help them like grow their confidence. You think this person can go independent. Even if this person has a record or something, you're like, start your own business. You're so capable. Like, you're not a bad person. You're so capable. You probably have excellent karmas that are waiting to be tapped into. And like, you see this person's like leadership capability, or that they're very creative. Yeah, you think this person takes too much shit, to be honest. Like, you think that they deserve much more. Yeah, you think this person needs to get away from their family. And even if they have a child with this person, they need to have healthy boundaries. They need to get away from this person. Whatever their custody arrangement is, it's like they need to really stick to that. They need to use an app to communicate with this person. Yeah, like even if they are feels like they have to just kind of agree with whoever this person is if there is a child here. But for some, I think that maybe there was money stolen too, for some type of reason here. Yeah. And you think their past was terrible. And I don't think this person has that perspective. This person is an empath is what I'm getting. And they just take on. And so this is the person, you know what? This is why I woke up in the middle of the night and heard that thing about Carl Jung and the silence, because they said that, basically empath recovery, you have to kind of find silence so everything can settle and you can finally start to realize what you are, what's really yours and what's really somebody else's, because this person takes on everybody else's stuff. I feel like they were in a really abusive situation. Their family may not have had much money. There's a lot of secrets here that was kept. Like, I also feel like this person, they were like not treated warmly, or like, sorry, I keep hitting this microphone. They were like, they might just not have had what they needed growing up. And that includes warmth. And maybe they knew this person from when they were a child. It's giving dead fish eyes. It's giving kind of like they knew this person. They thought this person was like a safe space or something. Ugh. Maybe they thought this person, again, would raise their profile. They thought that this was like their ticket, but this person only cares about themselves. I keep hearing the word abusive. Like, this person's just abusive. They're also very cold. It's giving sociopath, to be honest. I'm not diagnosing this person, they're just a cold fish. They really only care about themselves. They don't have emotions for this person. If they did, they would have. This is not an empathetic person, because I feel like just looking at these two people's situations, this person would be like, no, I did it. Like, I did the thing. I need to take responsibility. Like, your parents are going to hit you, or your parents are going to never forgive you, or something. Like, I just don't feel like this person was loved ever. And I feel like they're sad. They want to build together with you. They see you as somebody that they can build together, like with love. And I think you see them that way too. But they have to be determined to get themselves away from whatever this is. And, I think it's kind of sad, but I also think, like, if this ex has primary custody and this person gets to see their kid every other weekend, or if they move states and it's like they see their kid 6 weeks in the summer or something, you're like, that's what it has to be. And you have to stick to that boundary, because you are, I know you're this child's parent, but you are not, you're a lightweight compared to this other person. You are not an equal person. And it's best that this child sees somebody who is recovering and strong. I feel like this person's at real risk for addiction, real risk for poverty. And it's because of the way they think about themselves. And I think this person may well have a record that they shouldn't have had. And it really it ruined their chances. But I think you are like, so what? We'll find the other way. Like, even if you can't get hired at certain jobs, like, you can start your own business. Let's figure out what you're good at. Like, you have this real can-do attitude towards this person, but you're also not keen to drag them behind you, You think they need a new beginning. You think they need to take a risk to get away from these creeps. That you feel like this person hasn't had their justice. And that they need to make some type of final decision to go on a journey. And some of you think this person, the first journey that they need to go on is like a spiritual one. Yeah, they're in some type of very fucked up situation, and they're never going to win being a part of that situation. And I think maybe that's part of it, is like, they can only do what they can do. And I think it sucks, but I think they have to accept that. And I think they need to make some kind of decision here. And I think that they need to understand that they have been betrayed. And they're like, I'm such a good person because I took like the rap for somebody. They've been betrayed. Yeah, they need to see that their shadow is that they give too much. And I think that they also feel like that's all they have to give. Like, that's all they're worth, is, this is sad. This person could be the King of Cups. This person has a spiritual inheritance waiting for them. And I think you're a part of that. And they need to get out of this, but this person's in a depressive state, and there's really nothing that you can do unless this person's going to get away from whatever's causing this. And they have to take that extremely seriously, because this person's at risk for a lot of negative things. I think that they want to take responsibility. It's like they want to be there, or they want to clean up their mess, or they, but it's not their mess. Some of it is not their mess, and it's a paradox the way that they need to do that. They need to get better. They need to get well. They need to move away. I think for a lot of them, as far away as they can get physically, I'm hearing the word location. They need to do that because they just get steamrollered. And so they have to build themselves up, potentially like with you, but they have to choose themselves, and they're not a fighter, and they have to understand that. This person's not a fighter, and maybe you're more the fighter, actually. I don't think that you're like very aggressive, but I think that you're good with boundaries. And I also think that the way that you fight is very Virgo. So it's like, maybe you're good with the legalese, or you're very good with, okay, boundaries, but here's how we enforce it, like using the court system. Here's what your contract actually means. Well, you can enforce that they can only speak to you, to do with the child. And there are apps for that. And, certain things, like, I just think that you're very good at like fighting back and enforcing, but it's like with Virgo stuff, like with routine, or like, just with language and making sure things are written down and stuff. Like, I think that you know how to fight back in the way that he kind of needs. And man, he just thinks that he's supposed to sacrifice for every woman. This is like a she beast. Like, what is going on here? Why do you like her? With the Katie Heron, why do you like her? It's like, this is very spoiled, very self-rich, like has everything. This is the kind of person who would look at a guy like this, shove him to the ground, wipe her boots on him, and walk away with her like little dog, or something like in her purse. Like, that's who this is. He's like, what a sweet person. And you're like, what a wildebeest. Like, I don't understand you, and I won't be around it. Yeah. So there's some type of like judgment or epiphany. There's some type of like karma. You are this. It sucks, man. I don't know. I don't know if this person's are they going to make a move? This person, this is shite, because I feel like this person has something here that they've got to decide about. They've got to clean up before they're going to make a move. You are their spiritual inheritance. You're part of it. Like, they deserve good things, but they have to decide that they deserve good things. And they also have to decide that they want to know what a good woman feels like to be around. What a good woman. This person has to be willing to admit that there are good men and there are bad men. There are good women and there are bad women. And like, there are people who genuinely do not have good intentions. I went down that whole faux spiritual path where people are like, everybody's really good at heart. Yeah, everybody maybe has the propensity to be good, but it is still a decision. And that's why karma exists, And this is a person who has just decided not to lean into that for whatever reason, and you ignore that at your own peril. It's also a very childish way of thinking. It's a very magical thinking, very childish way of thinking, and the world will just eat you up. I feel like this is what this group is good at. Again, you're very good at fighting back in a Virgo kind of way where you're like very no nonsense, and you're like, we're going to look at the truth of this matter, okay? When people show you who you are, then you have to believe them and stop giving everybody else the benefit of the doubt instead of you and your own emotions, where you've had an experience with a person who showed you who they were. They showed you that they were entitled, that they have no empathy for you and your suffering and your future and what you've gone through. So why not just upgrade your personalities? Because this person has very low self-esteem. And I think this person is just used to their family treating them like shit. There's all these like expectations, but then they're always blamed for things. And it feels like, again, home was like not a very safe place. It wasn't secure, maybe financially and certainly emotionally. And I think this person was just blamed for everything, and they expect to be blamed for everything. And that's what just feels right to this person. And it really will be a revelation. It'll be a revelation that this person is like, when they stop doing the empath thing where they just take on all the blame, and instead they're like, actually, let's take a look at you for a second, because you weren't piping up. I was thinking that things are reciprocal here and that you, of course, would do it for me. But actually, I'm thinking that you never would, and that you actually benefited from the situation, because now I put myself in timeout. I put myself at a disadvantage, and I am already at a disadvantage in regards to you. Like, this person has to start fighting back. So, yeah, that's who has a crush on you. That's who has a crush on you. They're a good person. They really are. They're a good person. They just don't know it. And you might not know that this person, they have to be independent. And actually, this person, this sucks. This person could gain such prominence in their career. This person could be like a business owner. They've got such good karmas, and they're a very talented person, but they have to be divided, is what I'm hearing. They have, from the Empress, from somebody that they got a kid with, I think, or from their mom. It's family. Whatever this is, it's like family. They need to like show these people the truth of like, I'm not your punching bag. And that will change their destiny. It will change their fate. And they have a spiritual inheritance coming in. And it might be like with you, they have to have a partner that spirit can bless as well. And that's not what they got going on. And I feel like for some, this person is just like in such denial, because they're like, so you mean I threw my life away over that? Yep. Yeah. That's what this person has to face. Holy, I hate myself, apparently. I never stand up for myself, apparently. Like, on the list of all these people I'm supposed to stand up for. Apparently I never make the list. This person has to have that hard reckoning of like, I threw myself away for a literal asshole. Like this person doesn't care about me at all. This person would just shove me down, wipe their feet on me, and that's wrong. And I should get away from this person. And that could be a member of their family, or that could be somebody that they have a child with. It's very oppressive though. They have to have that. And then they have to cut free from it. And then this feels like a ton of money. Actually, it feels like the wind in their sails. This person could really have something and be something, but they have to choose that. They have to choose themselves. This is the classic empath dilemma. They have to choose themselves. That's the paradox here, because these are not nice people around this person, but these people are very guilt trippy. So they're, and it's like, ugh. And they kind of know that like, you're going to take one look at these people or something and think some way about them. They do know that. Christina says, this is actually the story of myself who has found self-love. So myself is crushing on myself. But actually, some of you remember how I was saying in pile number 2, and I'm hearing myself say it again, where it's like this King of Cups that's coming in, because this person may well be your spiritual inheritance as well. But remember I said like, you guys have a lot in common. So sometimes when you're hearing things about yourself, you're really hearing things about them. And you might want to look at pile number 2, because that like was kind of sad, but like also there's certain things that I feel like Spirit was trying to make that group of people aware of, that some people get obsessed with you, and that because it's a variable you didn't realize was like there. So I'm just mentioning that. So like, because it feels like this is a very special connection where you actually both have been through the same kind of stuff, So it also feels like if he stands up for her, he's like shoving you down in the mud. So this is a guy who will stand up for people, but like he has to choose to not do that for the devil. D, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Truth. Thank you, Jess. Yo. Let's let the local community know this mother who she really is. Yo. I'm trying not to have a relationship. That's fine too. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for who has a crush on you. It's kind of a wounded bird. And I just want to say, like, if you know that you're prone to wounded birds, don't get sucked into the rescuer, victim, persecutor thing. Don't. Like, this person has to choose for themselves. That's a big part of this. So don't get sucked into anything over here, because these are not nice people. And if he's not going to stand up to them, then you're going to get trashed on. And they're going to rebuild their relationship off of how Virgo you are in a bad way, how controlling, how perfectionist, how nitpicky, when actually you are giving this person needs what you're bringing to the table. They have to start seeing things in the way. Otherwise, I think that this person's weakness, because they're afraid of judgment, and there's a lot of people over here. So they don't want to be ganged up on, and they would maybe just root and let you get ganged up on. So there's a little part of this person where it's like the weakness makes them dangerous. So they got to clean that up. Okay. And also this ties in with them owning their own business, where, because I think they're meant to own their own business. And I think that there's a lot of money and status that is going to potentially come with that. But this person can't be this weak to run their own business. They can't. They have to be able to be a person who can, identify the right thing to stand up for, which is not the wildebeest and clan. You can't be a person that stands up for wildebeests and call it strength. No, it's not. That's weakness. So he's got to do that. And when he can rattle his saber in the right direction and kind of keep doing that, he's building a certain type of strength, and then he becomes fit to be poured into by Spirit, where he can actually keep and protect and maintain whatever's coming in. Because otherwise it's just going to go to these people. And I think they're used to that. So, yeah. That's pile number 3. Interesting. I just don't want you to get in a bad situation, because this person's a good person, but they are extremely weak on the inside. Okay. Or they have been in the past, like just kind of a pushover. Okay. Self-sabotaged. Yo. The thing about this person is they're not actually weak, but they won't ever test their mettle, because they either have just been told that they're not supposed to, that love is like sacrificing, and so they have to get stronger in their concepts, like mentally, which again, with that Virgo energy, you might know, you're like, no. That's not love. That's not bargaining. That's not diplomacy. That's abuse masquerading as diplomacy, or for some, this person is just scared to fight. They are just scared to stand up And it is an actual kind of cowardice in that way for the second group. So anyways, take that however it resonates. Okay. What an interesting reading. Aw, thanks. Unconditional love, but keep that ish over there. Oh man. Wildebeest. Okay, so let's get a general message, shall we?
We shall.
Okay, what should the messages be from? Okay. Spirit unrelated to crushes at all. And I'm so serious about that. Unrelated to crushes at all. Oh. What do they want to say? Okay. Sorry, they just showed me a deck in my mind. I was like, do I even have that one out there? Okay. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to talk about your self-esteem and your perseverance, but they're showing me that they're actually linked. That in order for you to build self-esteem, you have to persevere through something, and you have to know that, I just heard requirements. That's part of the requirements. There's some type of karma that you're working through, and like busting through that karmic cycle and actually getting, they're showing me the wheel of fortune, getting like the hand of God upon you to kind of switch things around. There's a certain requirement here, so that you work through certain things. But self-esteem and perseverance here are intimately linked. They're intimately tied. Like you being able to last, you being able to persist in something is like maybe, loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. And this wanted to come out, grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So some of you, I feel like, have lost something or someone, and you're feeling really lonely. And this is kind of reminding me, I have this friend. I did back in the day. And I shit you not, like we would be like all of us, just eating lunch or something. And he'd sit down and he'd be like, I've just been having like a really bad day. It's time to try to do something for somebody else. And he would literally drive his ass into town. And like, if he could pay for somebody's coffee behind him, or if he could help somebody with their groceries or something, like he said, that he just has found that like not focusing on themselves so much and like focusing on just how can I be of service? Like, how can I help? Is actually the thing that kind of gets them out. And I think that you have some kind of capability here. Okay, some of you are thinking that you're like worthless, or that you don't have anything to offer the world, that there's nothing that you, for some of you, that you could turn into a business. But it's like, if you put the business thing aside and the money thing aside, I feel like it would actually be very helpful for you to just like go out into the world one day, just with the explicit desire. Don't put yourself in any dangerous positions or anything, but just like see how can I help? Just like have that be on the front of mind. Like, how can I help? How can I be of service? And then just help, and that is going to do some kind of wonders for your self-esteem, because that's in a weird way going to connect you with your power, but in a healthy way. Like you have power to affect the world around you, to affect people's day, to affect, to really make a difference for somebody. And it could really, really make a difference. Like I can remember, Alex, my husband, is really he's a Leo in the best way, like that beautiful heart energy. And there was an elderly woman that lived down the street from us, and we drove by, and she was like there with a shovel, barely, moving fast at all. And he went down there and shoveled her driveway, and then did it for the rest of the winter. Like just every time he shoveled our driveway, he went over and he shoveled her driveway too. And, just little things like that, where it's like you have a power within you that changes things and affects things around you. And I feel like that's going to make you feel powerful. It's going to make you feel, and something may just kind of spur out of that. I don't know, but like, perseverance and imagination. It's going to connect you with your imagination. I'm hearing your imagination needs a bit of a jump start. Okay. So I feel like you need better self-esteem for your imagination to kick in the way that you want. And also this with the purple, it's getting like downloads, like to where spirit can even, like get through. There was this one woman I was watching her, she channels like the guardian angels or something. And, she was talking about how like our angels are always with us, but they're so high vibrational that a lot of times they can't mix their energy with ours. They can't like necessarily get through. And so they try to communicate. And I think I was telling you guys this, like, she mentioned something about like feathers, and we have like herds or gaggles of turkeys where I live. And I'm always like sometimes I'll find, feathers, but like beautiful feathers that are like really intact. There's always feathers around, but the really pretty ones, and so sometimes I'll be like, I'll notice that I'm really, really in my head, and then I'll see a really pretty feather or something, and I'm like, oh, and it just kind of like snaps me out of it. So I feel like you do have angels here that are like around you at this current time. Okay, my phone is my camera here, and it's the same color as this. And it just made me think of like your phone. They could be trying to communicate with you through your phone. This could be like on the internet or something. They're trying to have certain, like maybe even just to make you laugh or something, but there's some type of like imagination. I don't know. But like you're trying to get your self-esteem in a better place. So this is all like kind of a chain of events. So they want you to work on your self-esteem. But again, it has self-esteem and perseverance are actually intertwined here, like to actually make a real change in your self-esteem. It's something that's like a pattern over like the long period of time. What do you want to say about self-esteem? I'm always finding a feather. Maybe feathers are like our language. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, this is about overcoming fear and connecting with courage. Okay, so they're showing me this is like a chain of events. So we got to have self-esteem. We build self-esteem somehow through persevering, possibly through grief and loneliness. Just like really persevering through that. We build trust with ourselves. And really, I just heard if you're going through a time like this, you're making yourself your own best friend. So like some of your healing, like self-trust, of like, I'm always here with you. You're never alone. Yeah, I know that I'm never alone. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. Yeah, I feel like this is, first of all, the silence thing that I was mentioning, the Carl Jung of like recovering empaths, like it's good to be silent because we have to disentangle our energy from other people's. We have to know who we are and we have to know what's coming from us and what's not. So you maybe have felt very isolated, but it's, you can feel alone and then just use that time productively to just like really get in touch with who you are. And I think they're actually connecting you with that, like what they call the observer part of yourself. And I just saw a lion, and then we have the courage here at the bottom, but I just saw this like lion energy. It's very noble. It's very strong. And it's like strong in the face of fear, but this is this part of you. As they say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But it's this part of you that's like very strong. And it knows that like, I just heard, I know there's no life after you. But it's like, I know that there's life after you. I know that I can take this leap of faith. I know that I can have the things that I want in this life. It's like that part of you that knows that, but it's connecting you with that like observer energy. So that's like all the self-esteem portion of this. And then that is somehow connecting you with maybe a service-oriented energy, a giving, loving energy of the heart that's connecting you with some type of imagination where you might have like a just out there idea that you wouldn't have had otherwise, and it feels connected to service. Like, again, just how can I help? You never would have thought about it if you weren't in that energy of like, I don't know, I can help or something. And then it's connecting you with courage. And I feel like this is the path forward. This is the path outwards. And it's maybe leading to some type of friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And V. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Health. I will honor this physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Yeah, for somebody, maybe there is somebody in your life that is a friend, but you want them to be more. I release the need to know all the answers. Like you're kind of release this and be on your own journey for a while and maybe focus on your health and some kind of growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. This feels like meditation to me. Yeah, so there's something here about self-esteem. Anything else that you want to say about it, Spirit? Yeah. Oh my gosh, the truth. Self-esteem is somehow connected with the truth of some kind of party, celebration, reunion, and why somebody had to walk away. So it's like you can't really see the truth of why somebody had to walk away until you have better self-esteem. And then you can clear the air. And look, this is this King of Cups that we've been talking about. Neither this is you, because I do feel like, it's Purva Ashada energy, or not Purva Ashada, Purva Bhadra energy, which is the energy of like the devil being tested on the mountain, but and maybe seeing the truth about that. But it's also, again, like to me, it's spiritual inheritance, especially when you've overcome challenges, and it's clearing the air from the right place, because it's like somebody here was like the Knight of Cups, and somebody can be honest about like there was something here that was a fantasy that wasn't real, that I saw and maybe reacted to inappropriately. But you can clear the air, like about the King of Cups and like seeing that that's the truth here or something. I don't know. Yeah. Overcoming anxiety. It's just, you have a victory. You have a victory, and I feel like it's a victory maybe in friendship, or it's a victory in unearthing some kind of secrets. Maybe you don't want people to know a certain secret, or you have to stand up to a group of people that is hiding like their toxicity is what I'm getting. Like they have an underbelly of toxicity. You can do it. Like you just need strength and that nobility. This is why Scorpio is the enemy of Leo. They're square signs, like they square each other. And Scorpio is that Judas energy. Before the rooster crows, you'll betray me 3 times. Betray the king, but in this case, it's like a noble king. So I just feel like you're connecting with your inner noble king, regardless of your gender. Yeah, and cutting away from toxicity, habits, addictions, a codependent relationship in a skillful way. You're ready. You can take this on, like, or you'll build yourself up to being ready with the self-esteem thing. I feel like there's something here you're like, well, I'll never win like that or something. Or like that person. Spirit is like, trust me. Trust me. Just trust me with this. And honestly, I feel like if some of you, part of the karma here is choosing yourself and knowing that you're worth it. And you can't do something for yourself if you're trying to get to somebody else. Because maybe for some of you, you realize that you were tied up in a bad situation with negative people. And you wish that you could go be with a better person and better people. But that's still not choosing yourself. So I feel like there's some part of the karma here where it's like the loneliness and everything is kicking in because Spirit is like, you are enough. Like you choosing you making a healthy choice for you, or like, this has to do, like, you can do it. You are enough. You can do it. Like you're worth it. Something here like that. And you're ready. You're also ready, and you're so skillful. You're very talented. You're good with your words. You're feeling, okay. You're feeling very defensive about a King of Pentacles energy. So again, it's like traditional energy. Maybe it's a father that you're worried about disappointing, or some type of going against the grain. Spirit is trying to give you a higher cup here. I'm just hearing, trust me. You're having like a war inside yourself. Spirit's trying to give you a new beginning. And this is like the Queen of Wands. So you're going to feel good in your body. You're going to feel like you're on the precipice of a new cycle. Spirit's got something for you to do. Spirit has something for you to do, and potentially for you to be independent and stable. And yeah, it's not the King of Pentacles. So maybe for some of you, you feel like you've got to take a pay cut, or like that you're going to be cut out of a will or something, or you're going to lose money in divorce, but you're going to be fine. The 9 of Pentacles is not bad. You know, it's independent, it's single, and it's stable. But you can't rush this, right? Because this is like all a process. So you're building your self-esteem in the ways that we talked about. Like all of this comes back to self-esteem. And possibly being okay with being alone. Like after some type of big change in fortune. This also is like meditation. You got angel spirituality, and then like the hermit. Learning how to be... You're going to grow in wisdom, or you are. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Major arcana. Dang, you got to trust Spirit here. I feel like Spirit has a plan because Spirit is calling judgment here, waiting for your ships to come in. I feel like for a lot of you, you have some type of justice that you're owed, but you have to like kind of take a step out of your shell to do it. And that's not an overnight thing, right? I'm not telling you to be reckless. The Bayou, thank you so much for your super chat. Speaking about the situation and the person I ask about all the time in tarot, thank you for more info on this. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I just feel like you have some type of like inheritance that's coming in, and you might feel it, but it's not just going to be handed to you. You have to like take a step. You have to get out of the situation that you're in. It feels like a group, like some type of negative soul group or something, but it also feels like that's the depressive energy or something here. And that way spirit can call a judgment on these people. Spirit will unearth things in your behalf. Now, it might be that they take swipes at you on your way out, because you're clawing your way out, and you're going to get out of these people's control. And then spirit has some type of fresh new beginning. You are going to be victorious with this, but also I feel like spirit, like the whole Trojan War situation, and Aphrodite throws the apple in the middle and it just causes the whole kerfuffle. Remember that? I'm a bit getting that. I think that maybe in this group there might be a Queen of Wands that gets thrown in here. Like when you leave, there might well be a Queen of Wands, and she could be witchy, or something. I don't know. She doesn't have to be, but she could be attractive. Something, this Queen of Wands in some way, doesn't have to be in a romantic sense either, but she could just walk through the middle of this group. I feel she's protected in some way. She could just walk through the middle of this group, and it's judgment energy. It's like unearthing something here. It's, I don't know. These people are going to get what they deserve, kind of a thing. But they can't do that until you're gone. You have to be gone. So, because the karmas don't add up here. Like where you don't deserve this, like you don't deserve what's going to come in. It's like that's what's coming in on your behalf afterwards. So these people have to be confronted with who and what they are and what they did. And, and spirit would like that. And that's for the highest and greatest good of all beings, that these people have to get confronted, of no, that's not the truth or anything, their own like lies or their own. Yeah, they're going to be confronted with this, but it's not just something that, because I think you can sense it, that you're a good person, you've got good karmas. Why is this happening to me? And the answer for this kind of group, this is I think you have genuinely been victimized. It's not that you're not a victim. It's just that you're learning not to be. You're learning to be courageous, and you're learning that nobody's coming. Nobody's going to save you. Spirit is saying you can do it. Spirit's like, come on, get up, stand up, get up, stand up. I just heard Bob Marley in my head. What? And that's what this is about. It's like you don't actually need help, because spirit's not trying to nurture a dependence on you. Like, please ask, Father, Daddy, Sky God, every time you need help bailed out of a situation. Spirit's like, you got this. You can actually do it. This is a better prize for you, to learn that you can actually do it. You don't need help. You just gotta, I feel like you're scared about what somebody might say or what somebody might do. And we all are, and like they might say and they might do, but it's like, you have to know the truth of who you are. This is the lion energy. This is lion heart. This is inner strength. This is like, I'm done being your punching bag. I'm over it. And, I'm going to figure myself out, I'm going to figure this out. Spirit's got a new beginning waiting. But again, it's build your self-esteem first. And I really strongly feel like this is a group of people where if you can volunteer, if you can, it's service, something here like service, I think really is your key. Because I think some of you are thinking about career. How do I provide for myself? How can I be independent? Spend some time doing some service-oriented activities. Something may open up doing that, but that's the way you should be thinking about this. What service can I provide? Like what service have I already provided? Like, don't worry so much about the career thing. Build your self-esteem, because you have something, you have great karmas, you've like a good skill set, you're good like at speaking with people. And I feel like something is just it's snowball. The debt snowball, that everybody talks about, like getting out of debt. So getting out of debt might be a goal for some of you, right? Like actual literal, like physical debt, but like that debt snowball kind of thing. Maybe it's credit card debt where you, either pick the one with the least amount of balance or the one with the highest interest rate, and you start there and you just kind of go. But there's some type of debt snowball, but I feel like it's karmic debt snowball, and it has to do with like service oriented stuff. You are not like stuck or trapped. And even if you are stuck in this like situation, because it feels like maybe you're stuck in a situation, but maybe you're provided for or something, or you don't have to. Part of what's keeping you there is some kind of stability in the earthy realm. So use that to go be of service. Like, don't have it be the focus. The way to build self-esteem is like, don't have the focus be so much on you. Like, go, I don't know, Meals on Wheels, or actually I think that got defunded. Do your own Meals on Wheels. I don't know. Maybe that's unsafe. Well, figure something out. And, I'm sure there's something you can go be of service and just see where that takes you. And it's going to start to build up your self-esteem. And again, it's some type of understanding a way that you are powerful and that you actually do have an impact on the world. Like, I don't know, in the wintertime, maybe just go out with a shovel and shovel a bunch of people's driveways. Maybe there's a snowstorm in the middle of the day and you happen to be home and you think, man, people are just going to want to get home to their kids. Just go up and down your neighborhood and shovel it. I don't know, something like that. Start a garden, I just heard. Start a garden for like your neighborhood or something. Like, I don't know, something like service oriented, something like that. I'm volunteering at the local zoo. It's been amazing. Oh my gosh. I went to the zoo like not too long ago and there were those people that volunteered there. And I was like, dang, I'm going to do that one day because it looks so fun. I'm a housewife and I've shared custody of my kids because their dad lives in a better school district. Yeah, because I feel like this is a group where it's like there is some type of stability that you have and you can use that as a jump off point to like help other people. And it might well give rise to an opportunity in a way that you could never have like planned for, but also it might give you an idea where you're like, well, I mean, I could just start my own snow shovel business, or like, I don't know, whatever it is, like, I don't know, something. So nice. I rescued some puppies from the side of the road and it was so satisfying. I feel like I heard that they really need that now because I just heard a news story where they said a lot of people are surrendering their dogs and their pets from financial hardship. So maybe that's another thing. Like you could go walk dogs at the shelter or something, or walk dogs for your neighborhood or something, all right. So I think that's what I have here. You can do it, guys. And we all go through hard stuff and nobody does being human properly. And, I don't know. I feel like you got it. You got it. And a lot of people have crushes on you. You're so fine. And sometimes it hurts people. Pile number 2, shout out. Yeah. ADHD, yeah. All right. Yeah, just the self-start energy. But also, yeah, I feel like it is that self-start energy and just like building trust. And it's also maybe getting something going in you, like that initiation kind of energy. And once you've done something once, then you kind of like, I don't know, it's like a run through or something. Yeah. Also, I don't know why Skillshare might be helpful to some of you as well. Like if you do feel like you need to learn some type of new thing and you want to learn it from somebody that's like really good, that might be. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll just say one more thing too that just came to mind because it could be something totally weird. It also could be like on your phone. Okay, so I heard this story where this it was actually like basically a community on Reddit, but it was this one lady that started this. They basically solved this cold case murder that happened forever and a day ago. This woman was, I think she had like a biology degree or something. She was studying biology and she was actually got pretty good at it, for an amateur, and she knew all like the different databases and certain techniques and stuff. Well, I think she worked at a cemetery or she was just going through cemetery records again, because she just has this like hobby or whatever. She found like an unmarked grave and it bothered her. Like for some reason, it just bothered her that it was just like random. I think it just said white female bones. And then when she went to look it up in like the local police like departments, they didn't have any records on it. And she's like, does this. And it actually bothered her. She said like the way that this just was not followed by like normal procedure. So she had been collecting like a lot of data and information. And then eventually, once she felt like she had enough, she posted certain things in like this Reddit community where they try to solve like unsolved murders and stuff just to see like what other people could find. Well, there was this guy that was in the Reddit community and he is very good at putting together facial like reconstruction of people from their bones and stuff. And actually it takes a lot of talent and skill to be able to do that. And he ended up doing that for her, even though it was really hard because there were certain bones that were missing and stuff. And they ended up literally solving this case that had been since like the 70s or something like that. And they actually were able to provide evidence to law enforcement that law enforcement reopened the case and actually was able to that was alone was very healing for the family, and they found out a lot of stuff. It was very healing for the whole family, and actually it changed the way that law enforcement in that town interacted with amateurs, because they used to call them like busybodies and that they just got in the way. But actually they were like, no, this is like high quality work that was done here. And I don't know. So maybe for some of you it's like some weird random, maybe you're good at art or something like on the computer, and you're just really called to something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like it could be something weird. So it doesn't just have to be something like, okay, that was that imagination card as well too. So like using your imagination, like, I don't know, there's like calling energy here, but I don't think it's going to come through right away. I think that there's some type of service oriented mindset or something, and it has to do with self-esteem, and it has to do with perseverance. Anyways, so I think I'm going to leave that there. This is interesting. I'm working on something similar, but with a case from the 1980s. Interesting. Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, I think that's it for me. Thank you guys for spending your Friday with me per usual. Thanks for everybody with the super chats and that supports me on Patreon and has gotten personal readings from me and stuff. Thank you guys so much. We have From the Vault on Patreon this weekend, and then we have the live stream next weekend. And keep your eyes open for the fall candle launch, because I'm pretty sure we're going to do that next Friday if you are a candle person, and they make great gifts. And that's just something to keep your eye on too, because we're headed into the holidays, and just who doesn't like a candle, you know? So if you like our candles, if not, don't worry about it. But I think we're going to drop that. It's almost cozy season. So, all right, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go have some food, and bye-bye.